go again. Say yes to me, Jehovah. So beautiful.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
I'm sorry, Mom. Oh, I'm sorry. That's Wawuna. Fire. Another shadow.
Friday the 17th of March 2023. This is the Citi Breakfast Show live on your dial 97.3 FM. My name is Nathan Quao, sitting in for Bernard Avle. This is the biggest breakfast in town. Grab a seat and let's have breakfast. Join us on the number 0549-986-996, on Twitter at Citi973, hashtag CitiCBS, and you are listening to us live also on citinewsroom.com. Starting off with the song titled Yesu Mejefo, Jesus is my Savior, my deliverer. Start off with our business sense brought to us by ADB. ADB is asking if you already have an existing personal loan with them and whether or not you've serviced your existing loan for up to 12 months or more. They've got good news for you. They are also giving you a special personal loan top-up to meet your school and hostel fees, rent, mortgage, and domestic needs. Now, with the ADB special personal loan top-up, you enjoy reduced interest rates, extended repayment period, and also maintain your existing monthly repayment amount. Call 0593-844-898 or 0593-845-845 or visit any of their branches nationwide. ADB, truly a Greek and more. Our business yesterday comes from General Colin Powell, one-time part of the government of the United States way back. He says great leaders are almost always great simplifiers who can cut through argument, debate, and doubt to offer a solution everybody can understand. Great leaders are almost always great simplifiers who can cut through arguments, debate, and doubt to offer a solution everybody can understand. So effectively, if you are a leader, you're supposed to bring clarity. You provide guidance. And when things are tough, you break situations down for everybody to understand. And from that point onwards, you get the team together and take those giant steps towards finding a resolution. So as we wrap up, think about how you're leading. Are you simplifying well enough? Are you cutting through arguments, debate, and doubt to offer a solution everybody can understand? And that part is key. Getting everybody to understand is a key part of succeeding as a group, entity, firm, establishment, whatever it is you're doing. That's our business sense for the morning, brought to us by ADB. Coming up next is the newspaper review. This is the Citi Breakfast Show. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
6:33. Sounds of one of the greatest to do it. In some people's books, he's the greatest to ever do it. Whatever it is, he's an institution. Daddy Lumba, aka DL, were one of the most popular songs of its time. Or one of Lumba's most popular songs. Obia Timisobo. And that very epic bass line. Coming up next is the newspaper review brought to us by Total Energies. They are also doing big things. They are continuously innovating. That's why they've designed their lubricant bottle and they've put it into a modern and premium pack. The new bottle is user-friendly with a big side handle which makes it easy to carry and pour. And the new label is designed by a car dashboard. It has a QR code and displays product marketing and technical info for easier selection of the right product. That is performance at first sight. Same superior quality oil in a modern premium bottle. Quartz, keep your engine younger for longer. All right, let's get into the newspapers. Richard, the last guy, is joining me.
OBM. Yes, oh, Charlie, you know the OBM, no? Is that OBM, you know, so somebody in stomach. Yes. OBM team is so more like somebody reduced by right price. Or
Right price.
Yes. No, that is Luba big man, Charlie. I salute him this morning. DL. The name is DL. Right? He's changed the brand.
He's a legend.
Yeah, Daddy Lumba. Yeah. No. Yeah, but Charlie, Ethiopia. My brother, how are you this morning?
I'm okay. How are you doing?
Good. It's a new day. Friday it is.
It is.
And we're here again in service to the Republic and the people who look so much up to us. And this morning, I was coming to this place. There's something I noticed. Why do we like breaking old buildings in the country like that? Like we just bring them down. Like some of these things were built in the colonial times. Some were built in our earliest years as a nation. Yeah. You know, when you're going towards the Ridge Runabout, right? You know, just after Papa J's house, Jerry Rawlings' house. You note there was a place that I think at some point the PURC used to be there. Okay. They have these very like old properly built. I mean, when you go to former President J.J. Rawlings' old house, the one that caught fire, look, the architecture and how they built that thing. For some reason, I passed there yesterday. Someone brought bulldozer. I don't know whether the state still has control over that property. And they brought the whole thing down. Wow. Like they broke it down. And very soon they'll build something really ugly in this place. Why don't we have the science and the expertise to incorporate, you know, the old into the new so that it is possible to maintain that structure and still build whatever modernity wants to offer.
For example, if it has gone into private hands, then you can argue and say that, look, I have my money, I've bought it, I can develop the space any way I want.
But even that, in other countries, of course, structures are protected.
Yes. That's completely true. If it turns out that it is one of those old structures that are that have been handed down from the colonial times and they do have a historical significance, why not? I'm with you on protecting some of these things because it is true. You drive around the city and buildings that form part of Accra's history or Ghana's history, today they are there, tomorrow they are gone.
I don't know. I mean, look, I don't know whether it is the Minister of Works and Housing or is the Tourism Minister or which of them has jurisdiction over these areas. But look, we cannot continue like this. They just get up. Some of these things are a part of who we are and our culture, what the earliest, architects and all these great guys did previously. So find a way of making it a part of the new. Don't just go and break it down. It defies all logic, and perhaps maybe the people who are experts within the special planning space, and then also the built environment, maybe they understand this situation better. But please, we cannot continue like this. Our history has to be. We want to make it Ghana, and making it Ghana also, should incorporate the idea of maintaining some of these things that are a symbol of identity and all of that. Please, let's do something much better. The way we are going there,
not good at all.
No, it's not good at all.
All right,
anyway,
let's get into the papers.
The Daily Graphic has a story. Graphic Development Series, high-level agricultural dialogue in Kumasi under the auspices of Otumfuo Osei Tutu the Second. Also, the affluent enclave La Dadekotopong. And then also Christian Achu goes home today. Yes. I went to the Parliament area yesterday and I saw the preparations being made at the forecourt of the State House for today's all-important burial ceremony.
Talking about that, we'll be covering it on Citi TV.
Great,
it will be live at 9 a.m.
Great.
On that program as well.
Yeah, and then also court convicts 5 Western Togoland supporters.
I see. If you go to the Ghanaian Times, they say Homeland Security Group disturbances, 5 secessionists convicted. Court defers sentencing to March 21. Other stories, $8 million VW vehicle assembly plant inaugurated in Tema. Achu goes home today. President Akufo-Addo, Dr. Bawumia, others in attendance. And 10-year science tech innovation master plan ready for execution. And on the back page of the Ghanaian Times, they have the Christian Achu story. And Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire reinforce security on water resources.
Let me take you to the Herald. The big story says Akufo-Addo's father side boycotts his state awards despite active roles in maritime border dispute and COVID-19 management. Maria tests the rejection letter out. Also, court verdict on juicy VAG land sold to Lebanese postponed again. And something here that says Defense Minister tells slain soldier's family he was killed by God's will, and Ambassador Virginia Hesse, her presence at National Awards clarified.
Okay, the Finder says Ashaiman brutalities, sanctioned soldiers, CDD occupy Ghana, demand justice for victims. Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire signed communique to solve water pollution. CIMG calls for legislation to protect consumer rights. And Dr. Abdelhamid, elected president of Africa Refiners and Distributors Association.
The Inquisitor says this morning, Third Force Alliance to Parliament, reject new CI. It's inimical to participatory democracy. Also, NAPO pitches strongly for Ghana in Spain. Penyo Marking suggests a reduction in the number of our MPs, and security officers who abuse civilians must be penalized, according to the Honorable Atta Achia.
All right, the Chronicle says Traders Association confirms to the Chronicle 8,000 stalls at KJTR Market use 1 ECG meter. Wow. Hey.
Why is it?
Parliament fights for compensation for Ashaiman victims, and Nana Ezieku the fourth confers with Nana Kobnan Ketia the fifth. That's on the front page of the Chronicle.
Let me take you to the Republic Press. A nation in grief as Christian Achu goes home. Also, we're told Vomawo replies Anas judge, and Ghanaian businessman poisoned to death in South Africa. Some other stories on the front page this morning.
All right, the New Weekend Crusading Guide has the Ghanaian businessman in South Africa story. But the other stories they have, Western Togoland case, 5 persons convicted, sentencing deferred to March 21. Manasseh Azura Wuni writes, twists and turns in Anas Kennedy Japan's case. Other stories, why Dr. Akotefri wants to be president. I want to give Ghana a new look. UNCAP get fund. Nooks protests at Parliament and regarding or in response to the Domekitase project in limbo as workers fight over unpaid salaries. If you go online quickly, citynewsroom.com says one victim of military brutality in Ashaiman dies. That's according to an MP. Announced to appeal judgment in defamation case against Kennedy Japan. We can't be blamed for KJTR market fire. That's according to the National Fire Service. and Christian Achu to be buried today. Other stories, if you go to citybusinessnews.com, government pays outstanding coupons to individual bond holders. And they also have the inflation story from yesterday. And gold for oil policy will save Ghana 4.8 billion annually. That's according to the vice president. If you go to myjoyonline.com, they say 9 banks could be insolvent from impact of domestic debt exchange. That's according to a report. And 1 victim of military brutality in Ashaiman dies, according to a lawyer. And Ghana's debt to IMF unchanged at 1.70 billion in January 2023. We pay $75 million of loans. And if you go international, the BBC says Ukraine won't forget who backed us. That's according to their foreign minister. And protests as Macron orders pension reform without vote. And big US banks inject $30 billion into First Republic. So those are some of the stories making the rounds on the online portals.
Okay, so let's take off this morning with the update on the Anas situation. I think he says he's going to appeal the decision.
Yes. That story is on.
Update.
Yes, that story is on citynewsroom.com, and it says Anas to appeal judgment in defamation case. The story says his investigative journalist Anas Aremiyaw Anas has stated his intention to appeal the High Court in Accra's decision, or the High Court Accra's decision, in a defamation case he lost against Asin Central MP Kennedy Ajipom. Anas, in a statement, expressed disappointment in the judgment of the defamation case he filed in 2018, following pronouncements Mr. Japon made against him after airing his number 12 investigation into football and related corruption. The judge, Justice Eric Ban, described Anas's investigative style as terrorism and concluded that the MP was justified in his assertion in using the descriptions Anas was seeking relief for. Anas has since stated that he will appeal the judgment on the grounds that Kennedy Ajipon's allegations that he was a murderer were not proven in court. So the full statement he has released is on citynewsroom.com for those who are interested.
Okay, so let me take you to page 37 of the Daily Graphic, still staying in the courts, because there's a story there by Emmanuel Ebo Hoxon, and it says court convicts 5 Western Togoland supporters, and the story says the criminal division of the High Court, Accra, has convicted 5 members of the Homeland Study Group, a group with the vision to succeed the Volta region from Ghana to form what is known as Western Togoland. Now, let me just say that it's not secession of the Volta region. This is, when the point is made, it's not about the whole of the Volta region. It's about a certain part of it. So, when writers are writing, they should take that on board. Some of the parts of the Volta region are not affected by this idea of a Western Togoland. Now, it goes on to say 5 convicts. The ones we're talking about are Ebenezer Blokpo, Afetogbo Akpogo, Joseph Nyamau, Wisdom Kuvo, and Israel Besa Peho. Now, in a judgment delivered yesterday, the court found the 5 guilty on 5 counts of belonging or contributing towards the success of a prohibited group, contrary to the Prohibited Organizations Act of 1976. SMCD 20. Now, the court found Glokpo and Pogo guilty of attending meetings of a prohibited organization, while Glokpo, Nyamau, Kuvo, and Peho were found guilty of being members of a prohibited group, with Glokpo separately found guilty of contributing to the funds of a prohibited organization. Now, it goes on to say that Nyamau, Kuvo, or Kuvo, and Peho were additionally found guilty of participating in the campaign of a prohibited organization. And we're told that there will be sentencing subsequently. But let's stay in the courts, because there's an update on the murder case in Kaswa. The story here by Justice Agbenosi says Kasua murder case. My son suffered in the hands of accused persons, according to the father of the deceased. Now, the story says the father of the 11-year-old boy was killed at Kasua, allegedly by two teenagers for a money ritual. Frank Mensa Abdullah has told the High Court that he wept uncontrollably after seeing the suffering his son went through before his death. Now, being led in evidence by a senior state attorney, Nana Adoma Osei, the witness, who was in tears, told the 7-member jury that the state of his son's head indicated that Ishmael Mensa Abdullah suffered before he died. He added that his son pleaded with the two accused teenagers to spare his life, but they went on to kill him in cold blood.
I mean, it doesn't
heartbreaking.
it doesn't matter how far back this thing happened. Every time I go through the details of the story, the details always hit me. Because to think that teenagers or children, boys, really would do this dastardly thing. Anyway, on the theme of dying and all, Christian Achu will be going home today. If you go to citynewsroom.com, they have that story. The final funeral rites of the late Black Stars player Christian Achu will be held today at the forecourt of the State House. Of course, the event is expected to attract all kinds of high-profile personalities. The president is expected to be there. The vice president is expected to be there as well. Now, the government had promised the family to a state-assisted burial, so the government is following through on that. The footballer died in the devastating earthquake that hit parts of Turkey and Syria on February 6, 2023. And his body was brought home on Sunday, or brought to Ghana on Sunday, February 18, after it was retrieved from the wreckage of an 11-story building that collapsed on him and many others.
Tragic, and may his soul rest in ultimate and perfect peace. Let me take you to another story which is also related to killing or alleged killing. If you go to page 17 of the graphic, Defense Interior Committee visits Ashaiman, and the story is from Benjamin Honam Glover, reporting from Ashaiman, and he says that the Parliamentary Select Committee on Defense and Interior yesterday paid a working visit to Ashaiman. Now, the visit follows the death of a 21-year-old soldier, Sheriff Imuru, who was allegedly killed on Saturday, March the 4th, 2023. Now, the chairman of the committee, Kennedy Ejepong, said the visit was for the committee to acquaint itself with the incident, which had since become a subject for national discussions. Now, the delegation, which included the Minister of Defense, Dominic Nitiwu, called on the family of the deceased at Zongo Laka, a suburb of Ashaiman, to commiserate with the parents of the late soldier. Now, the committee also addressed a gathering of residents of the area, some of whom were victims of brutalities that followed the killing of the soldier. Now, yesterday, on Eyewitness News, the Member of Parliament for the area, the Honourable Ernest Nogbe, revealed that one of the victims of the brutalities allegedly meted out to innocent citizens of that part of the country has passed on and has since been buried. I hope that this matter will be investigated. And it's so disappointing that so many days on, we have not seen any action from the president, who is the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. We have not seen any proper message, properly so-called, from the Ministry of Defense on this particular matter. It is particularly disappointing and it's troubling that these giants of our democracy, who are supposed to be sending a certain signal as to how they are committed to protecting Ghanaians, are utterly silent or are saying the wrong things about what transpired there. It cannot be.
That is
of course,
the president's silence is too deafening and too loud.
Yeah, because if a claim is made by the Member of Parliament that someone has died as a result of the brutalities, we have got to be looking into that. It is not enough for a Member of Parliament to say that someone has died and the connection is to the alleged brutalities. There has got to be some investigation and the people responsible punished. We cannot continue to have the president silent and the Ministry of Defense and the army saying all the wrong things. There can be, I mean, oh, Ghana.
Anyway, let's move on to other stories. I don't know what you have.
Okay, there is some explanation coming in regarding the apparent boycott of the national awards organized over the last couple of days to give awards to some prominent citizens of the country. And we're told that Akufo-Addo's father side decided to boycott his state awards for a number of reasons. If you go into the Herald, they provide some details of why some of these people, including former Chief Justice Sophia Akufo and Gloria Akufo, were not part of the ceremony. Again, Marietta Brew appeared upon apparent letter in response to questions about why she was not a part of it. Published or some excerpts of it published by the Herald newspaper. So the story starts on page 3 and apparently continues. Let me see. It continues on page 7 of the newspaper. For those people who are very much interested in the story and what exactly they have said, please, you can get a copy of the Herald newspaper and then get those highlights, including what lawyer Fui Chikata lawyer has also said on the matter. Meanwhile, let me basically give you some excerpts of what the former Attorney General is reported to have actually written. Meanwhile, the Herald has landed a letter written by Marietta A. Brew to the Solicitor General, in which she politely rejected a state honor for a role she played in Ghana's victory over La Côte d'Ivoire in maritime border conflict at Itlos. Now, she had, in the letter dated December the 6th, 2022, asked the Solicitor General to convey to the Office of the President, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, a sincere appreciation for nominating her for such a prestigious award. However, for personal reasons, she is constrained to decline the nomination. Now, the ex-Attorney General's letter was in response to one from the Solicitor General, dated October 28, 2022, requesting for profiles of the members of the Ghana-La Côte d'Ivoire maritime border conflict resolution team.
Okay.
But you see, I think it's important that we should build a certain aura of honor, really, around national honors like this. Yeah. It shouldn't be partisan. It shouldn't be... And the committee or the institution that selects people for this kind of thing should be above board. It shouldn't be because you are my friend or... every time national honors are to be delivered, someone says, no, I won't be part of it. And you see what would seem to be only party apparatchiks largely taking part in the process. We should depoliticize this thing. It doesn't help anybody. A national honor is a national honor. And so the people who are organizing it should be above board and take away all these. Why should some people who were an integral part of the process be isolated in this matter? Anyway. It doesn't make sense to me. I mean, we should do better.
All right. Oh. Anyway, that's a newspaper review for the morning. Just a quick one. Ukraine says they won't forget the countries that helped them in these dark times, and the countries that mistreated them, they will hold those countries to account. That's according to their foreign minister, Dimitro Kuleba. Anyway, that's a newspaper review for the morning. Thank you so much, Richard. Coming up next is the Citi Business News.
You Papa see that? And it's rickety car. Hey, Papa! Bobo, so how your engine now? It is half man, half amazing. Thanks to Cause and you can't feel better energy. Can't touch this. Actually, guys, so Sancho's engine just died like that. Yes, so somebody managed to convince him that there is a better engine oil than Quartz, and he switched. Sancho Panza. Now, which engine oil can be better than Quartz? No other, my guy. Quartz with its age-resistant technology, it keeps your engine younger for longer. Now you know. Have you guys seen the new bottle design? It's superb. Quartz 9000 from Total Energies there improves fuel efficiency. Why do you think Mr. Mane and Logoso have taken the Quartz Nation movement World Cup like that? Sorry. Chairman. Quartz. Keep your engine younger for longer.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Full House Entertainment.
You give me chance, so when I break your heart, baby. Sun neighbor, in there, sun neighbor. Me I play you over again. Odo me diwa bro, me I will pass me I mess up. Oh. Mommy, take catch me up. Me and that girl no end well up. Wait, me see car was Sunday me wo.
6:59. Coming up next is the Citi Business News brought to us by Goyle. Goyle is your oil marketing company of choice, and they are making things convenient. You can use mobile money to pay when you go to any of their service stations. You can even use your bank card or your Goyle Go card. Visit them on social, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to find out more. Goyle, good energy. Goyle, yeah, DM. And the Citi Business News also brought to us by MTN, and they are saying you can go seamless with the MTN eSIM and enjoy the convenience of connecting multiple phone numbers to one single phone or device. To check if your device is compatible, simply dial *#06#. Once you receive an EID number, it means your phone or device is compatible. Simply download my MTN app today to request your MTN eSIM and enjoy the sweet, seamless life everywhere you go. All right, let's get into the Citi Business News with Neti Ajao.
Hello and welcome to the breakfast edition of Citi Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, Goyle, and powered by your most comprehensive business news website, citibusinessnews.com. Let's go straight into our stories. And the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers Ghana (COPEC) has reiterated calls for government to prioritize stabilizing the economy and strengthening the local currency to address the high cost of fuel in the country. COPEC emphasizes that the issue with fuel prices in the country is not related to supply, but rather to forex. The government had introduced the gold for oil policy, which aims to trade the country's gold for cheaper oil through a barter system. Speaking during a stakeholder engagement at the British High Commission, Duncan Amwa, Executive Director of COPEC, explained that the policy is necessary if the depreciation of the cedi is not controlled.
I have been at the front of this where week in, week out prices are going up. Not for once have we discussed prices going up because of relatively low supply of cargo. There's always the presence of cargo. It's just that your cedi somehow, some way, is always taking the hit. The depreciation factor is huge. If you don't find a solution to the cedi, and you think you can run quickly to another program called Gold for Oil, and that will be the solution you want, please, you are just running around in circles. The problem continues to exist. Once you bring the cargo and the OMCs will need to sell, they will look at the prevailing rate of the cedi to the dollar to price at the pumps. So why not fix the cedi? That's all we've been asking government to do. Now, Gold for Oil is taking all our attention. So what Bank of Ghana did in November and December, that saw the cedi gain to be able to bring fuel prices down by as much as 5 Ghana cedis, 7 Ghana cedis a litre. We have abandoned all of what Bank of Ghana was doing rightly, and we are now pursuing a certain mirage called Gold for Oil.
Duncan Amwa is the Executive Secretary of the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers Ghana. The Ministry of Communication and Digitalization has reiterated its position of working with the private sector to narrow the digital divide and empower citizens to embrace ICT in their operations. The ministry also notes that it is working assiduously to ensure that mobile connectivity is accessible in remote areas to help in the free flow of business transactions for citizens. These comments were made by the Deputy Minister for Communication and Digitalization, Ama Poma Boateng, at the 2023 Mobile Technology for Development Conference in Accra.
The strategy is intended not only to position Ghana as the digital gateway to the continent of Africa, but also to take advantage of the creation of the African Continental Free Trade Area. As we seek to ensure connectivity throughout our country, as well as pursue the African agenda, we are extending our digital infrastructure to our eastern, western, and northern frontiers to enable seamless connection to our neighbors. In order to effectively drive digital financial inclusion, we first of all need to drive digital inclusion and connectivity. Ministry of Communications and Digitalization and its agencies, working with the private sector, have introduced many initiatives to narrow the digital divide and empower citizens to embrace the use of ICT. We are implementing the Rural Telephony and Digital Inclusion Project to connect over 3 million people to now have equal access to the innovations and digital initiatives introduced by both government and the private sector.
Ama Poma Boateng is the Deputy Minister of Communication and Digitalization. Now on the interbank foreign exchange markets, with banks trade amongst themselves, the dollar remained unchanged and is selling at 11 cedis 2 pesos. The British pound is selling at 13 cedis 3 pesos. It recorded no price change, and the euro gained 1 peso and is selling at 11 cedis 7 pesos. However, at some forex bureaus, the dollar is going for 12 cedis 60 pesos, while the British pound is selling for 15 pesos and the euro for 13 cedis 20 pesos. Let's now join Gillian Hammer of Data Bank for more on the topic. What is a treasury bill?
As we begin a turbulence-filled new year, it is always important to keep the fundamentals of sound financial planning in mind. There are 10 to consider, the first of which is to learn to set financial goals. Irrespective of what is happening around us, we all have one or more financial goals we would like to achieve. Your goal may be to buy a house in the next 5 to 10 years, start or expand your business. It could even be getting married in a few years. The problem is most people think of these goals at a very high level and never take the time to write them down. So instead of saying, I want to buy a house in 10 years, you can say, I want to buy a house in 10 years that will cost me 200,000 cedis. Once you have that figure, you can then work out how much you will need to save monthly or annually to get there. You may find you are not able to contribute the required amount every month, but if you keep that monthly amount in mind, then when you get any excess cash, you can add it to your savings to close that gap. So in setting your financial goals, remember these 6 steps. 1, list your financial goals in order of priority. 2, put the amount you will need for each goal beside it. 3, note the time frame you need to achieve the goal. 4, calculate how much you will need to set aside monthly or quarterly towards that goal. 5, get an accountability partner. It could be your spouse, friend, or someone you trust. 6, be willing to start small. If you can't afford the full amount up front, start small and grow it over time.
That was Gillian Hammer of Data Bank bringing us part 1 of the topic focusing on the fundamentals of investing. And that does it for the breakfast edition of Citi Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, Goyle, and powered by your most comprehensive business news website, citibusinessnews.com. My name is Neti Ajaho. Have a good business day.
If home is where the heart is, then let's go home, shall we? Let's go where the entertainment is, where the passion is, where the laughter is, and sometimes even the tears too. Let's go where we feel safe enough to share our opinions. Where we do that embarrassing little dance to our favorite song. Let's go home where the love, the care, and the joy live.
There's no place like home. Connect your home to super fast internet with affordable data bundles from MTN Home. Visit broadband.mtn.com.gh or your My MTN app to sign up today.
Driving out of frustration.
service station. And Jeepem, yeah. Raw Super XP Raw 95 and Diesel XP. Higher grade fuels, excellent for modern engines and all vehicles. Boy, good energy. Yeah, yeah, dear. Let's go where the entertainment is. Where the passion is. Where the love ties. And sometimes even the tears too. Let's go where we feel safe enough to share our hearts. Where we do that embarrassing little dance to our favorite song. Let's go where the love, the care, and the
There's no place like home. Get your home to super fast internet with affordable data bundles from MTN. Visit more at mtn.com.gh or your My MTN app to sign up today.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is City 97.3.
We'll get into the City Business Edition bit. But first, exciting news for all Vodafone Cash customers making payments for goods and services is a whole lot simpler and easier. You can now conveniently make payments to all merchant numbers, send money conveniently from your Vodafone Cash account to any merchant today. Simply dial *110#, select 1, which is send money, select option 2, other networks, follow the prompts to send the money. Experience the ease of transacting on Vodafone Cash. Dial *110# at any time to send money to all your merchant numbers. Use Vodafone Cash today. Imagine you had the power to impact the world around you. At the British Council, they see students from all over the world with dreams of a bright future coming together for a quality education that achieves goals. Those who study abroad in countries like the UK are getting much more than just a degree. They are getting a world of valuable experiences. Visit the British Council website today to find out how you can own your future. Now, fellow Ghanaians, I've got a riddle for you. I've been a thorn in your flesh for a long time coming. I've poisoned your rivers with mercury and cyanide and caused rampant deforestation of loss of good drinking water. You guessed right, I'm Galamsey, and I don't want to do this anymore. Now, there are more responsible mining methods under the National Alternative Employment and Livelihood Program, which you can sign on to. Respect the laws of your country and help protect the future of your kids. This message has been powered by the Ministry of Lands and Resources and the Minerals Commission of Ghana. All right, let's get into the City Business Edition for the morning. This morning, Michael Obodo is speaking to Yofi Grant, CEO of the Ghana Investment Promotion Center. Now, he talks about the investment aspect to explore its potential for national development. Remember, this month we are saying Make It Ghana, part of our Heritage Month, and we want to drive the agenda to promote Ghana and the patronage of indigenous products. And we call it the Make It Ghana campaign. We are doing it through film, tourism, and investment. So this morning we are speaking to Yofi Grant, CEO of the Ghana Investment Promotion Center on the City Business Edition. And that's right up next.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Please wait. Please wait. Please wait until I get my new car. is when I find my real size. I'm gonna get me some love, somebody. My girl, sweet girl, my girl. I can see.
So hello there and welcome to another episode of the City Business Edition here on 97.3 City FM. My name is Michael Obodo and we are continuing our conversation on Make It Ghana. In the last couple of weeks, we've interacted with Juliet Asante, the CEO of the National Film Authority, and then Mr. Ashaiman, the CEO of the Ghana Tourism Authority, all as part of the three legs of this campaign that we at City FM and City TV are championing, which is promoting Ghana on the three legs of film, tourism, and investment. And today on the show, we have the CEO of the authority or the center mandated to drive traffic, attention, and promotion to Ghana. That is the CEO of the Ghana Investment Promotion Center, Mr. Yofi Granja. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure.
Awesome. I know you've been globetrotting trying to drive some good traffic to the country. Where are you now, if I may ask?
I'm actually in Buenos Aires, in Argentina.
Nice. Okay, so straight into it. I'd like to find out from you, first of all, for those who probably do not know what your organization is all about, could you please provide an overview of the mandate of the Ghana Investment Promotion Center for those who are not familiar with your organization?
Great. And thank you for the platform. GIPC is Ghana Investment Promotion Center, and we are an office under the presidency. Our main job is to ensure, sorry about that. Our main job is to attract, facilitate, move foreign direct investment into the Ghanaian economy in partnership with indigenous investment. But that is like the holistic mandate. But in there is also country branding, country marketing, and the opportunity marketing as well. So what we do is we target specific investors and try and draw them into our economy to take advantage of the opportunities that we have. And Ghana is resource rich. We have gold, we have diamonds, we have oil and gas, we have manganese, we have bauxite, we have iron ore, we have lithium, and 60% of our landmass is agricultural. But the truth of the matter is that it's important to engage with foreign direct investment, considering that you don't have the full capital formation to be able to transform your economy. In that case, you then invite foreign direct investors to look at the opportunities and work with them to the benefit of the economy. So as I travel around, I speak to potential investors, I speak to potential business people, but it's not investment, because sometimes you see great trade opportunities and you want to ensure that it happens to the benefit of our economy. And the work that we do ideally should significantly benefit us as Ghanaians. Indeed, when you bring a foreign direct investor into the economy, he brings in capital, he creates a business, he employs people, he pays taxes. Very often they bring technology, state-of-the-art management. And so it's also very transformational for our economy. And if you look at the past few decades in our economy, most of the transformation that has taken place has in part been funded by foreign direct investment. If you take the technology, the mobile phone environment and the universe, most of it was from foreign direct investment. If you take mining, most of it was from foreign direct investment. If you take banking, for a long time, most of it was foreign direct investment as well, the growth in this sector. And if you take the hospitality industry, it's the same. But you can imagine the number of jobs that has created. You can imagine the number of taxes that has generated. You can imagine the number of businesses that has also generated on as a secondary economy from foreign direct investment. So it's pretty important and it's good. And no country has developed without foreign direct investment. Indeed, if you look at the numbers recently, you'll be surprised who one of the biggest recipients of foreign direct investment is. And it's China. although we know China is a very wealthy economy, they are probably the largest recipient of foreign direct investment. The Emirates is a major, attraction for foreign direct investment. And more recently, we're seeing the GCC with Saudi Arabia also raising quite a significant amount of foreign direct investments. In fact, if you look at a company like Aramco, which is currently one of the largest companies in the world, and has reported phenomenal profits in the past year. Most of it is foreign direct investments in partnership with sovereign funds and all that. If you look at the US also goes out attracting foreign direct investment. So it's very important, and it builds bridges and it builds linkages for trade. And then that is what we do at GIPC. But additionally, we also support the national economic agenda by looking for capital to infuse in specific areas, and also then advise the president on policy relating to attractiveness as a nation. So it's quite a bit of stuff to do, and the opportunity is huge, and we will take full advantage of it to ensure that we benefit fully from it.
That's very insightful to hear. But since you have been interacting with foreign direct investors, I want to find out, for us in Ghana, when you talk about Ghana, what comes to mind is our cocoa, probably our gold, the fact that we're the Black Star of Africa and we're in the center of the world. But what is the general perception out there about Ghana as a country?
You'll be surprised that the perception that this is one country that seems to be in the spotlight all the time for good reasons. And everywhere we go, whenever you say Ghana, everybody's attention is shifted to you because they want to know what is happening. They see Ghana as that one African country that seems to be doing the right things, going the right direction. And they look at some of our policies. And I'm surprised as far as Argentina is. I mean, one of the questions that I was asked first when I came here is, so tell us a bit more about the one district, one factory policy, because everybody thinks it's probably one of the most transformational policies you can have in an emerging market country. And the fact that you also need to industrialize, sitting on the back of the president's motivation to move away from an economy that was predicated on the export of raw material resources to one of value addition and, value creation. So, it's very interesting that we are still out there. And yes, we've been the Black Star of Africa. I keep saying that we've even developed beyond being the Black Star of Africa to be the shining star of Africa. And it's therefore no question that we are host to the headquarters of the AFCFTA because Ghana has sort of positioned itself by default the trade and industrial capital of Africa. And then, of course, you mentioned one of the other less known facts, which now has become a very interesting, fact bit, that we are the only country that can claim to be in the center of the world because you're on latitude 0, longitude 0. So logistics-wise, we are so well positioned. I mean, from Ghana, you can almost reach every important market within 8 hours. And maybe the US is 10 hours, depending on where you go in the US. So the view of Ghana is extremely positive. I'm very often surprised that even at the times when we are in a bit of economic distress, that interest is heightened. And we are now getting more requests to go to other places, to talk to other investors. We are getting more investors coming in, just to find what the opportunities are and take advantage of them. And the fact that we are headquarters of the AFCFTA is pretty instructive in the sense that a lot of people come to Ghana because they believe that this is where things work. And this is where we have the potential of rapid scale up, as well as we have a policy environment which is vibrant. We are known for our political stability and our love for the rule of law. And these are attractive things to investors. And when they come to Ghana, they feel comfortable. They also believe that it's a very happy country, 365 days of sunshine with English as our main language. So it's one that the average investor can find easy to work with or easier to work with. And so, yes, I dare say that. And I think the testimony is that the GIPC, because of recent aggression and our ability to stretch out and market the country and go to different places, I think we've been credited with quite a number of very impressive awards because of the work we do. And that is testimony to the fact that the country is still, high on the agenda, on the radar of many investors.
So clearly, from what you're saying, Ghana literally ticks all the boxes, the right boxes, when it comes to attracting foreign direct investments.
Well, yes, we do take, with foreign direct investment, the boxes are many and they are dynamic. And so it's not like you take one today and that means for all time. No. Remember that we are in also a very interesting economic climate globally where almost everybody's looking for foreign direct investment for various reasons. And so you must be in a constant state of reviewing your attractiveness, but not just your attractiveness, the ability to facilitate foreign direct investment in a less costly way, the ability to retain investors. And more recently for us at GIPC, we've added the diaspora to part of our investment attraction and investment drive, because the diaspora is very important in any country. I mean, you can name it, be it China, and when China went full commercial, it's the reputation they got for mobilizing from their diaspora was critical in that transformation. The same with India, even the US. You get that people go there, the diaspora is very important, the US, it's as capital for economic development. So we've also embraced that, and we are putting the diaspora forward as a possible source of foreign direct investment. But in saying so, we do not therefore say that the local investor is not important. The local investor is always important and critical, because before any foreign direct investor comes here, they also want to know how you treat businesses, your indigenous businesses, because that's a good a bit of the barometer, the business barometer. That how are local businesses faring? How are they doing? And also, when foreign direct investors come into the country, they leverage the opportunities they bring into their local economy. So local indigenous investors can leverage on foreign direct investors to create more business and more opportunity and grow. So it's a very interesting partnership that you have.
Okay. It's interesting that you mentioned the fact that there's a global economic challenge of a sort, but then let's look at it locally. Now, in light of Ghana's current economic status, how crucial is active promotion of the country, particularly in the context of attracting foreign investments?
It is critical. It is critical. We're in a situation where our ability to borrow for infrastructure or development is extremely stifled and limited. So we cannot borrow. We already have a bit of a debt pileup that we've accumulated over decades that we need to bring down. So that is a difficulty we have. We also have inflation to deal with because most of our costs are unfortunately, are in dollars, and yet most of our returns are in cedis. And so that whole disparity means that we need to do a lot more in creating dollar value in our economy. And that is what has led us to go the industrial way, such that we operate at the higher ends of the value chain and not just export our raw materials and resources. It's easy just to dig the gold up in its raw form and export it, but you don't get as much value from it than when you process it and you export. And it's the same with cocoa. Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire, we keep saying, control about 70% of the global cocoa bean supply. Yet every year, arguably, we don't make more than 7 billion out of all that. But if you look at the chocolate industry, the liquor industry, chocolate in 2022 probably created an economy of about 140 billion. So as a country, where should we be? We can't be selling our beans for $3-4 billion, and then when the value is added, there's a $140 billion economy, and we are not in it. We have to be at that end of the value chain, so that we make more money, we get more dollars, and then we don't have a problem. And then secondly, our ability to add value to all our other resources for export means that we can turn that equation of the pressure on our local currency. If we were to add value to our bauxite, process into alumina, and then process further into aluminium, which has multiple times the revenue of bauxite, it will do well for our economy. The same with our iron ore, the same with our lithium, the same with our oil and gas, and the same with our land, because we are agricultural. And now it's very clear that we need to add value to some of our agricultural products through agro-processing for export. And it makes a lot of sense for our economy. And that is what is going to change the equation. But there's even a bigger impetus for that to happen. And that is the Africa Continental Free Trade Area Agreement, which creates the largest tariff-free single market globally with a population of 1.4 billion people. Can you imagine if you have a market of 1.4 billion people and you are exporting, what it will do for you? Indeed, the AFCFTA itself is a very good, and let me choose the word panacea for a lot of Africa's problems. One, it's expected to create over 18 million jobs in the short term. It's expected that it will also create trade opportunities, and you see the GDPs of countries in Africa escalate because there's a market waiting and there are the products that are manufactured in that same market instead of importing from outside the continent. The narrative that we export our raw materials and then import finished goods out of those same raw materials must definitely be reversed. So it's important that even in these times, we elevate the pitch for investors. And I can tell you, interestingly enough, that is what we are seeing. But it doesn't end there, because you can bring the investors in, then they need the local conditions to make sure you can retain their investments and nurture those investments. And for us, investment and foreign direct investment is not just an activity, it's a relationship that you need to nurture and work with and ensure that it's retained and it grows. Recent figures globally show that most foreign direct investment comes from reinvestments from existing investors, not necessarily new. Yeah, so you need to constantly work at it. That is why I said it's a dynamic process. You take the box today, doesn't mean it's for all time. Tomorrow you have to take another box and maybe amend this one. And then, it keeps going on and on. But you need to be dynamic at it. You need to constantly review your business environment to make sure it's attractive, not just for foreign direct investors, but for businesses. And I know, one of the president's best sayings to me was, we want to make Ghana the best place to do business and want to make it the most attractive place to invest. It's a daunting task with the current conditions, but it is very possible.
Interesting. And we'll be very keen to know what role your business or your center plays in all of this to help people better appreciate the whole investing in Ghana conversation. But if you just tuned in, you're listening to 97.3 Citi FM. This is the City Business Edition, and we are talking to the CEO of the Ghana Investment Promotion Center, Yofi Grant, on the investment leg of our Make It Ghana campaign. And he has been sharing some highlights with us from the role his center plays, how important Ghana is in the conversation, how also attracting foreign direct investment has some level of potential in the country because of the climate in here. But then I want to pose to you then another question, Mr. Yofi. We are in a time where GDP isn't looking too good. Inflation rates are quite high, record levels. Fuel prices are also quite on the high side. Do you still think there are opportunities to invest in Ghana? And
absolutely.
And
absolutely.
It's
because we haven't exhausted the full gamut of our opportunities that we probably have the problems that we do. And if we are to monetize our opportunities, our resources in a very structured, constructive way, we'll probably have a different economy. But I beg to differ with you that our GDP has still been growing. And if you look at the numbers, our GDP is growing. Yes, we do have a macro problem with debt and inflation because we import much more than we export. And then we use cedis, local costs, to get those dollars. It means that our currency is always under the mercy of the US dollar. But if we were getting more dollars from export than we use for import, we wouldn't have a depreciation problem. And it will also curb imported inflation. Quite a bit of the inflation that we have is because we are buying our oil and our petrol to fuel our cars in dollar terms. So that has to be priced in the cost of the product of the shelf or of the pump. The same thing, we import quite a bit of food, we import quite a bit of clothing, we import quite a bit of cars, and yet we have to work in cities to buy the dollars to acquire these things, to import them.
Okay, fair point. You agree that there are opportunities in Ghana. Now, share some of us.
Absolutely.
Where should potential investors begin to look to put their money, despite where we find ourselves currently economically?
I think the low-hanging fruit is agro-processing. And with policies such as planting for food and jobs, you create a good environment to actually optimize the opportunity of increasing production, but not just increasing production, but adding value to production. Ghana is known for its mangoes, for its oranges, for its cocoa, for its coconut. And there are all these interesting things there that we can add value to. I mean, if I tell you how much more you can get from cocoa, apart from just the bean and the chocolate, it's amazing. Even orange peels, just orange peels, and we plant a lot of oranges, and therefore somebody will make it his business that, okay, I'm just going to export the orange peels because they are used for cosmetics, they are used for food condiments, they are used for so many things. And then, of course, we have the minerals, the metal minerals that are here, and then we have the industrial minerals that are also here. Gold, it's only till recently that we've actually started refining gold in Ghana. Before, we were just exporting the gold. Then, of course, we have oil and gas. We can use that gas for fertilizer, such that we don't have to import fertilizer. We can refine our own oil once we have the capital to invest to bring out the oil. And that is where the equation with foreign direct investment comes in. Because to bring out the oil is a huge capital cost, of which you are unlikely to find that amount of capital within the indigenous business environment. So what you want is to create partnerships such that foreign direct investors come in, partner with Ghanaians to be able to do these businesses, So there is ample opportunity to amplify the revenue from our economy with the right partnerships, the right type of investment, because it's unlikely that we can do it alone. It's unlikely that the US could have built itself on its own. And it's unlikely that China could have built itself on its own. And they're still looking for foreign direct investors as we speak. So do we. So shall we too. We have the resources. And I keep saying that the Ghana story, I describe the Ghana story with symbolically as the story of 3 O's: opportunity, openness, and optimism. And in all the 3 O's, you can demonstrate clearly that it describes Ghana fully. And very often, I speak to investors, I speak to foreigners, and they are amazed about the opportunities that we have.
I must say, the way you speak about Ghana is very infectious. But let me.
It's a beautiful country.
Awesome.
Look, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something which really surprised me. Do you know that from 2021 to today, more restaurants have opened in Accra than did in the previous 10 years?
Interesting.
Even with all the problems we have, we are seeing increase in the number of visitors. The year of return was a very good trigger point. Beyond the return, which is leveraging on the year of the return, is another lever that we've cranked that is bringing in more interest, more opportunity. Yesterday I had an extensive session with a group of Argentinians who are in the hospitality business, who are looking to diversify their investments and look to see, okay, what's the opportunity in Africa? What's the opportunity in Ghana? They want to come into Ghana hospitality, build hotels, build theme parks, and they're not the only ones. Our own Idris Elba, who is half Ghanaian, is looking aggressively to bring film studios here to actually do Ghanaian productions. And he's not the only one. I've spoken to other people in Hollywood who are looking at Ghana and saying, Ghana seems to be the right place, culturally dynamic, and we are embracing the creative arts like never before. And so it's an important place to locate as well. And like I said, as headquarters of the AFCFTA, you seem to have all that it takes to really monetize and elevate the pitch about your country. We need to do that.
I'm sure if I leave you go on and on and on without tiring.
Oh, without a doubt. I think that we have a wonderful country.
Okay.
That'd be amazing.
We agree. Now, let me ask you, we here at Citi FM and Citi TV are also very passionate about promoting Ghana, hence this Make It Ghana campaign. But let me ask you, in the pursuit of actively promoting Ghana and attracting investment, how integral would you say investment is to such a campaign as Make It Ghana?
It's a no-brainer, because before an investor will come to your country, they want to know what your country is about. How are the people? And luckily, we are known to be very hospitable and friendly. I mean, everybody says is when you come to Ghana, you see smiles all over the place. And never mind how problematic we think our economy. People are still smiling. I mean, I got here and I'm reading the papers that inflation over here is well over 100%. Yeah, but the sense of national pride is still very strong here. Because that's the country you have. And for us, the ability to demonstrate that we have a country that is culturally vibrant, culturally dynamic, and willing to embrace is a major asset which we need to optimize. I mean, look, Ghana has cultural diversity. Our food, our music, our clothing, it's unbeatable. And some of the symbols that we have are even now becoming the symbols of Afrocentrism or Afro-optimism. For example, the kente cloth. For example, Adinkra symbols. Everybody, whenever I go and I see Adinkra and I'm trying to describe to them, there's keen interest. Our football, people know Ghana for soccer. And more recently, people are getting to know Ghana for music, leveraging on the Nigerian ability to sell Afro beats, which is now has global acclaim. These are all assets that you need to optimize. And before an investor comes, he needs to know your country. Is it a peaceful country? Yes, it is. What happens? I can walk there. I'll tell you, an ambassador, last week, I had lunch with an ambassador, and he told me, you know what? I can't believe how peaceful this country is, despite all that is happening. And he says, no, he lives somewhere rich, but he took a walk all the way to Laboni to a restaurant. They finished around 1 a.m. And he peacefully walked back with his friends. They chatted all the way. And his friends were amazed. He says, wow, in certain developed countries, you would even do that.
Okay, on that note, we're almost out of time. But then let me say, in 1 minute, if you can, tell us, for individuals or entities interested in investing in Ghana, what are the initial steps they should take? And what benefits can they expect to gain from such an investment?
An investment is not an activity just happens out of, as a hobby or something. It is serious business. That's how businesses are created. And so for us, if you're a foreigner and you want to come to Ghana and to do business, the GIPC is your front door and your reception. Because you come to us, we'll explain to you the process, the registration process. We can relate to you some of the sector regulatory frameworks and enable you on board your business. We have an aftercare, very active aftercare division, which is there to help investors mainstream and onboard their businesses from just the entrepreneurial drives into actual businesses that are sustainable and will make money. At the end of the day, when you invest, you are investing because you want to make money, but you're also creating growth and adding to the economy. And so we ought to do this. And for me, there's nothing more important than appealing to our own local people to also invest in the economy. I mean, for example, you are doing this roadshow you've done this roadshow across the country. People will have to support you. People will have to invest in supplying you with water, with food. Somebody can take it upon himself and says, well, every year I'm going to market this road trip to foreigners. That's a business right there. That's an investment he's going to make. People can decide that, well, this thing is getting bigger and bigger by the year. So maybe they will require accommodation. How about, instead of buying myself a big, nice, fat car, put up a nice building that every year will create opportunity for people to visit my district or to visit my region or to visit my town. That's an opportunity, a business opportunity, and it's an investment opportunity. Some will also plant more food. Some would make more drinks. Some would make more little condiments like my favorite plantain chips, my favorite coconut chips. Those are all investment opportunities. Some would decide that, well, let's brand Ghana, put it on the clothing and market it. I mean, I came here and it's interesting how soccer has played a role in presenting the country. And for Ghana, it's the same. I remember very well when we had the Expo 2020 in Dubai. The mere sight of Asamoah Gyan in the Ghana pavilion was news in the Expo. Everybody just wanted to see him. Soccer, our musicians. People wanted to see our musicians. So we have a beautiful asset that we should hold tight onto. It's not heaven, but it's certainly not hell.
It's not heaven, but it's certainly not hell. And those are the words of the CEO of the Ghana Investment Promotion Center, GIPC, Mr. Yofi Grant, speaking to us on the role of investment in this whole Make It Ghana campaign of actively promoting Ghana as a country across the globe. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Michael Obodu. We'll catch you same time next week. Let's connect on Twitter at @Obodu. Stay safe, stay informed, and it's bye-bye from here.
I can see all your joy. I can see the one for you and the one for me. But I have to say, please wait until I get my new car. Please wait until I find my real side.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
See you later, dear. Elom is here.
Sure you don't want some of this?
Are you trying to make me late again?
Oh, come on. Have a little taste.
Okay, just a bite. This is amazing.
Right?
Kobe, now you will make late when you day here. Charlie, wait, is that the new Indomie beef I they smell?
Would you like...
Oh, yes, please. Charlie, I told you.
Your favorite great tasting Indomie is now available in the new delicious beef flavor. So, whatever the moment, beef it up with the new Indomie beef. Indomie tastes great. This advert is FDA approved.
Keys. What could be simpler than a key? Who doesn't have a key? A car key, an office key, a drawer key. But there's one key that rules them all. The house key. The key to your home where everything comes together. The key to a home that's our own. A home where we live right happily with families and loved ones. Adoha has been working hard for over 30 years to make home ownership within reach for many. Say yes to property in Adoha. Your dream home is one call away. Your dream home is a few clicks away. Visit our Accra project, The Place, by calling 030-2789-757.
Comfort, durability, finishing, quality. Choosing sofas and beds for your home, office or hotel couldn't be easier with an exclusive range of sofas and beds in various designs and colors from latex foam. There is so much choice for every budget. Latex foam, your partner for life.
There's no price like the ShopRite price. That's why we are committed to bringing you lower prices on all essentials you need. Like 1.3 kilogram Sierra Whole frozen chicken, only 59 cedis, 99 pesos, and 340 gram baby corn beef, just 44 cedis, 99 pesos. Never pay more than the ShopRite price. Prices valid until 26 March, only at ShopRite.
It's creamy, creamy plus, delicious milk, creamy plus for you.
Creamy Plus is a delightfully delicious option whenever and wherever the occasion calls for milk. For your quick meals on the go or quality time at the dining table, jazz up your favorite Garriso cakes, mashed king cake, cereals, and all hot and cold beverages with a creamy, protein-rich, healthy option of milk. Creamy Plus evaporated milk with vegetable fat is all you need to stay on the go. Creamy Plus evaporated milk is now available in a shop near you.
For more purchases, please contact Less Farm Distributors at Medina Ritz Junction on 0501 682 522, or Grace has found us at Akoko Photo Dansoman on 0245 162 747.
Creamy Plus evaporated milk. This message has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Ghana promote the man. 20 minutes talk time to go all network. Where you start getting down one gig from 5 a.m. to 11, 9 a.m. After you go through past me, say, you dial star 530 hash. Make we enjoy. You can please subscribe as many times as you want. Yo, sweet Ama, take this vibe. Vodafone 1 Ghana bundle. Moku 5 plus video calls and taste. You catch the vibe. Early morning, 5 a.m. sharp.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is City 97.3.
Benjamin Nketia here with the Friday edition of Kickoff. In the headlines, final funeral rites for Christian Achu happening at the State House. Sporting Lisbon knocked Arsenal out of the Europa League. And in the NBA, there were wins for the Nuggets, the Kings, and the Indiana Pacers. Let's get to the details now. In the final funeral proceedings of Christian Achu, a former Black Stars footballer who died in an earthquake in Turkey in February, is currently taking place at the forecourt of the State House. Now, his interment will be at his hometown of Dogobome in Ada today, preceded by a burial and Thanksgiving ceremony in Accra. Spokesperson for Achu's family, Robert Eni, has emphasized the need for reflection and somberness during the period.
It's been a sobering moment, if I may start with. Right from the day we heard the news, and His Excellency also decided to take it personal. He instructed his ministers. They spoke to the Ghana Football Association. They spoke to the embassy in Turkey. They took things up and the search began. Unfortunately, Chris was found after 10 days or so, but wasn't found the way we wanted it. They didn't just leave it there. They did their best. He was brought home, and they've been in touch, collaborating with the family, making sure that he's given the state-assisted burial that His Excellency the Vice President also spoke about when we came. Things has been smooth. There's been no hitches anywhere, and whatever arrangement we are supposed to put in place, and they are also supposed to put in place, has been done. And by the grace of God, God willingly, will be giving our brother the befitting burial that he deserves.
So you heard Robert Eni, who is spokesperson for the Trasam family. Let's move on to some Ghana Premier League related stuff. And tomorrow, there's Samatex versus Asante Kotoko, Tamale City versus Dreams FC. On Sunday, Heart of Oak take on Kotoku Royals. There's RTU versus Brekum Chelsea. Mediama take on Great Olympics. Bechem United will be up against Karela United. And then in Swatraman, FC will take on Accra Lions. On Monday, there's Kimfezo versus Gold Stars and Legon Cities versus Adriana Stars. So that's how it will break down in the Ghana Premier League. Let's move on to some other stuff. And Ghana Olympic Committee President Ben Nunu Mensah is optimistic that Ghanaian athletes will perform well at the 2024 Paris Olympics. Now, Samuel Techi's bronze medal at the 2020 Tokyo Games, the first podium finish for Ghana in 29 years. Now, Nunu Mensah believes that athletes should set goals higher for the upcoming games. Now, he spoke to City Sports during the launch of skateboarding as a new sport at the Paris Olympics.
Well, of course, for every nation or for any institution, you want to progress. So if at the Tokyo Games we had a bronze medal, from boxing, it is that it's just well and good that, if you're looking at progressing after 4 years, then we should do much better than we did Tokyo. It shouldn't be just one bronze medal, but it be 2 medals and more. And that is what we should all work towards. We're in a nation where we've all been consumed by one sport, or our passion is just in one sport discipline. That's it. Any other sporting discipline doesn't matter. But we need to change that attitude. If corporate Ghana is going to come on board, if individual Ghanaians are going to come on board, it's up to you, media guys, to give all these sporting disciplines the kind of mileage, the visibility that they deserve.
President of the Ghana Olympic Committee, Ben Nunu Mensah, speaking there to the Premier League now. And there's a Friday night game between Nottingham Forest and Newcastle United. On Saturday, there's Aston Villa versus AFC Bournemouth. There's Brentford versus Leicester City, Southampton versus Tottenham, Wolves versus Leeds United, Chelsea versus Everton. And then on Sunday, there's Arsenal versus Crystal Palace. There's also an FA Cup quarter-final game, games actually. On Saturday, there's Man City versus Burnley, and then on Sunday, there's Sheffield United versus Blackburn, Brighton versus Grimsby, and then Man United versus Fulham. So that's what's going on as far as the English football scene is concerned. Let's do some Europa League news now. And Real Betis, they have been damned out of the Europa League after they lost to Man United. So United progressed to the next round. Fenerbahce played a 1-0 victory over Sevilla, but the Turkish side will still not progress after they lost 2-1 on aggregate. So Sevilla moved to the next round of the competition. Feyenoord, they thrashed Shakhtar by 7-1. So the Dutch side go on to the next stage, and then Juventus also beat Freiburg 2-0. Juventus moving on to the next round. Sporting Lisbon, they beat Arsenal on penalties to move on to the next round of the competition. So Arsenal have had their European hopes dashed, and then there was Ferencváros versus Leverkusen. Leverkusen also progressing to the next round. They won 2-0 in that second leg. AS Roma drew goalless with Real Sociedad, but Roma won that first leg, and so they move on to the next round. And then Royal Union Saint-Gallen also beating Union Berlin by 3-0. So they also move on to the next round of the competition. So that's what has been going on as far as the Europa League is concerned. Very surprising results there. Arsenal had big hopes for this year's competition. Mikel Arteta and his charges will now obviously focus all their attention on the English Premier League. So that's what's going on. And let's get to some basketball to finish. The Denver Nuggets, they were up against the Detroit Pistons. They won 119-100 in that game. The Kings continue to be impressive, this time winning on the road against the Brooklyn Nets. And then the Raptors were at home when they beat the OKC Thunder. The Pacers beat the Bucks 139-123. Surprising result there. The Pacers winning that one. And then the Orlando Magic also lost to the Phoenix Suns when the Phoenix Suns played at home. 116-113 is how that game broke down. That's all for this morning's edition of Kickoff. My name is Benjamin Nketia. There's more sports at citysportsonline.com.
If you need unique services, innovative financial solutions, we deliver on our promise, cause we are number one. Let's go, we improve your life. Let's go, let's go, hey mama, hey mama, hey mama. Even when you're stuck with nothing, come to Let's go. No matter your situation, come to Let's go. Let's go, we improve your life. Let's go, hey, let's go, hey, let's go, hey mama, hey mama, hey mama. Let's go, we improve your life.
Leshego Savings and Loans. Let's improve life.
Extra, extra, let me tell you all about it.
Hey, Dolomistic. You and this your extra thing. Abeg, tell me about it.
Abenquine, look, extra is what you and your car get when you switch to Shell Fuel Save. Extra protection, extra clean, and extra savings. You get it?
And no, I mean, tell me extra.
Shell Fuel Save is designed to improve engine efficiency instantly and with triple action formula that helps protect your engine from wear, corrosion, and deposit. So you get extra kilometers out of your drive.
Sir, and you're not extra, good for your engine. Extra, good for your pocket.
Extra kilometers goes a long way. Switch to Shell Fuel Save today. Go well.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
See you later, dear. Elam is here.
Sure you don't want some of this?
Are you trying to make me late again?
Oh, come on. Have a little taste.
Okay, just a bite. This is amazing.
Right?
Kobe, now you will make late when you day here. Charlie, wait.
is that a new Indomie beef I smell?
Would you like?
Oh, yes, please.
Your favorite great tasting Indomie is now available in the new delicious beef flavor. So, whatever the moment, beef it up with the new Indomie beef. Indomie tastes great. This advert is FDA approved.
Are you looking for a property to buy, rent, or invest in a prime area? You can own one of the limited 3-bedroom apartments in Sakumono Estates for an incredible haircut-free half price of $50,000. Yes, $50,000. We also deal in original Japan Fuji elevators and escalators for your high-rise buildings and malls. Visit This Way Property Investment at Sakumono near the Celebrity Golf Course. Call us or send us a WhatsApp to 0200-535-515. That is 0200-535-515. This Way Property Investment, your haircut-free investment.
OneXBet, easy betting, easy winnings. OneXBet, the most reliable service to make deposits easy with high odds and numerous bonuses on the spot. Register now at onexbet.com.gh. Use promo code BESTODDSGH. You get 300% bonus up to 3,445 Ghana cedis on your first deposit. Easy to use, easy to have a chance to win. OneXBet, reliable bookmaker. Gambling can be addictive. Bet responsibly. Not for person under 18 years. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission.
For what shape us, the things we see, the places we go, the people we meet, all make an impact on the future we create. Change is driven by people with dreams bigger than themselves. The chance to study abroad is the chance to make an impact, not just on your own life, but on the lives of the people you left back home. When you experience the world beyond borders, you can discover what's possible in the future you envision. You set off to further your education abroad. You can return empowered and ready to put your plan for change in motion. Great experiences await when you study in diverse countries like the UK. You can make an impact on your entire community because you took a chance on your future. It starts with a test from the British Council. Visit our website today and discover a world of opportunity.
There are moments in life when you're just so scared and you feel like just giving up. Oh, that only look is saying, know that you can do it. Believe in yourself and go for it. Go for it. Nourishment, that is your Dino Milk.
Choose nourishment. Choose Dino Milk Whole Cow. Your nutritious instant powdered milk. Dino Milk. Go for it.
This advert is FDA approved.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973. Hashtag CitiCBS.
The Citi Breakfast Show.
shit. I'm from my chick, not how I wanna say. They say what the bra was it new ramate. Would they muye and commodate the one team in Pemba, yes, in the homo set. The 2 men here, the who wanna pay me home by peace, so one on me send a pay. Baby, you know that you the one. Hold on for me, I chill and once I have my time. My toilet said I realize I want to me Peter Pan. Yeah, we had a crime in me, you would do more for a jan. See me out when here. You see, I'm in a force, you've been a shame, and I've been in power. It is an award to my see, I'm in the house. Or not for any crowd. They do grow to a corner. Now I've been a jam of my mobo. July is okay, see it in Yankabato. When you see an engine, I know which I'm a hawk. She would you determine to me at the Naho, lady figure I got pinned the vein. Marvin, I saw me, I saw the open to my city in a year.
5 after 8. There's still the Citi Breakfast Show. Friday the 17th of March. Sending your messages on 0549 986 996.
Hey, babe, sir. When's the pipe organ? Me, bro,
Earlier kickoff was brought to us by Lecheho and Shell. Now, did you know that for over a decade, Lecheho Savings and Loans has been supporting the investment goals of its customers with attractive solutions? Yes, we've always been a safe haven for depositors who value security as well as competitive returns. With easy access to track your funds, we offer flexible deposit products for 91 days, 182 days, and 365 days. Open a fixed deposit account with us now. Call us on 0577 707 700 and let's achieve your goals together. Lecheho Savings and Loans, a trusted safe haven for your investments. Lecheho, let's improve life. Kickoff is also brought to us by Shell Fuel Save. Shell Fuel Save's triple action formula. It improves engine efficiency, prevents deposit buildup, and protects your engine from wear and corrosion for extra clean, extra protection, and extra savings, giving you extra kilometers out of your drive. So switch to Shell Fuel Save today because extra kilometers go a long way. Shell, go well. A few birthday dedications coming in.
Richard? Let me say belated happy birthday to Miss Etonam Ya Asantewa Ashaiman Prempe of Dansoman and formerly of the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration. You are an awesome human being and a joy to the souls of many, 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 many populations. May God continue to bless you so much. This one says, good morning, team. Please help me wish my priceless gift, Jeffrey Nanayao Kunedu, a happy birthday. May the good Lord strategically position him in this new year and grant him all his heart desires according to his will. From his lovely wife, Ajwa Sika Kunedu. And this one says, super awesome happy birthday to Ellis Ferdinand, who is a journalist and a blogger, co-founder of Education Ghana Media Network. May God bless you. Proud of you greatly. It's coming in from Jonas Tinkran. More messages are coming in celebrating people who today are celebrating their birthday. This one says Saturday the 18th is your birthday. It will be your 60th birthday. And we're talking about Mrs. Irene
Abebio. It's coming in from your darling husband, Kweku Abebio, your children, Angela, Louis, and Fritz, and your grandkids, Ken, Lisa, and Rian. Also, your brothers and sisters at Domi and in the United States of America. They're saying they celebrate you today and tomorrow, your birthday proper. This one also says, happy birthday to Mrs. Elizabeth Temda, the First Lady of Glorious Impact Worship Center. It's coming in from Reverend Emmanuel Temda and the entire leadership and membership. And they say they are wishing you God's blessings and that you should live long and prosper in the name of Jesus. And this one says, happy birthday to Ebenezer Lano Tekpete. May the good Lord bless and increase you in every way possible. We love you big, and it's coming in from your wife, Josephine, Alvin, and Jocelyn. And then also there's this long one that says we want to send out a joyful happy birthday message to the best boss in the world, the CEO of Echo House Ghana Limited, Beryl Ajekom Ayaba. May this year bring you all the beautiful things life has to offer. We appreciate everything you do for us at Echo House Ghana Limited. We are grateful to have you, Beryl, and we love you. Happy birthday, our CEO and our leader. This message is coming in from the management and staff of Echo House Ghana Limited, Ghana, Liberia, and the Sierra Leone.
Let me say happy birthday to one of my mates from secondary school, Reverend Andrew Stego.
Thank you.
Reverend Andrew Stego. Andrews, happy birthday to you. I've never imagined you turn out to be a Reverend, Andrews.
Why are you doubting?
No, if you won't find him in the religious gathering. He wasn't a bad boy, no. He wasn't a bad boy, very regular guy.
He
so
transformed.
Yeah. So Andrew Stego, happy birthday to you, Reverend.
Brothers feel like Andrew Stego is laughing in the studio.
Oh, but he's a good guy. He's a good guy.
Brothers feel like.
Andrew, you don't have any.
Yeah. Be correct guy.
Be very correct guy. I'm just saying the priest part was a little surprising. But anyway, look, Andrew's great. Happy birthday to you. Man.
And then also this one says, happy birthday to Mr. Augustine Pierre, General Manager and HR of Bulk Oil Storage and Transportation Limited. And it says that it's coming in from Nanaikia, Edubia, Obeng, and the HR team. We say, live it and stay super blessed.
Ever since she came out, I never felt this way before.
Now, Heritage Christian College is saying that sign up for their BSc Nursing degree program. It's accredited by GTech and the Nursing and Midwifery Council, and you will learn in a great environment. You've got a well-equipped lab for practicals. You get proper technology-driven teaching and learning, and it's coupled with entrepreneurial training, financial support, and personal development. Get in touch with Heritage Christian College on 0547 777 or 0202298399. Or you can apply at hcuc.edu.gh. Heritage Christian College and University training compassionate entrepreneurial leaders. Now, La Bianca Company Limited is at it again. They are proud to add to their list of amazing brands Akoko Tasty, and they are supporting Akoko Tasty because it also helps the local poultry industry. Akoko Tasty is locally produced bread and slaughtered, and is frozen fresh chicken and comes freshly portioned in chicken breast, thighs, wings, backs, and gizzards. Call La Bianca on 0505 431 111 for more inquiries. La Bianca, your number one frozen foods company. Now it's Imperial Insure and Win promo from now till March 31. Insure your vehicle with Imperial General Assurance and win handsome rewards. Just insure and pick up your reward. They've got fuel coupons, gift vouchers, special souvenirs, and many more. Call them on 0302 788 955 or 0577 667 436. Or talk to their agents nationwide. Follow them on social media as well. Imperial General Assurance, solid protection.
Obinya wayo, obine de susinu wudi po. Obinya wayo, obine de susinu wudi po. Obinya wayo, obine de susinu wudi. Obinya wayo, obine de susinu wudi po. Fear while again, Grandpa Bini fear what would it chill? No rushing, what's happening to them? At the Bini there will go chill. Now we're aiming for what they listen. Money no so anchor then. Intigate major with the poor. Roman father so I am then. I will buy some girl. One woman be so anchor then. What the bone my head in the bed. More the prison so I am then.
8:15. This is still the Citi Breakfast Show. You can send your messages on 0549986996. And on the Citi Business Edition, we're speaking with Yofi Grant. Yofi Grant is CEO of the Ghana of GIPC, Ghana Investment Promotion Center. And you know, this month is very interesting. And Samuel is good morning.
Morning.
Great. Nice to see you. Richard, the last guy, is also here. It's very interesting. You know, typically when we do the Heritage Month, we will focus on the regulars. We tell the Ghana story. But sometimes what I found striking was the added layer of the Make It Ghana bit. It's usually I would expect to hear a theme like that, say, as part of the business festival when we do This Is Ghana and all of that. But I found it fascinating that we decided to layer that on top of the heritage.
Because Heritage Month is actually driven within the tourism space largely. But we are thinking that the tourism will come under a bigger Ghana umbrella. And that Ghana umbrella with good promotion will drive in investment. And that actually underscores the need for the investment angle. But we are also looking at the Ghana Film Authority and the quick efforts that they are putting in. Yeah. And we thought that, look, film has been a subtle way that countries have used to sell their images. Except that in Africa, we haven't seen that much. The exception for now will be Nigeria, you know. And so we thought that, look, if we are looking at the Ghana brand or brand Ghana, as we say, we need to look at the three, footprints or the anchors, three anchors of promoting Ghana for the purposes of tourism, for the purposes of investment, and then also through films. And that's why we looked at this overarching theme of Make It Ghana. And with that, it's not limited to the Heritage Month. So you are right if you talk about, because we have our business festival coming in June. And the business festival is also themed Make It Ghana. You know, and much later, there are other activities and events that will be captured under the umbrella theme of Make It Ghana. So we are just making it Ghana.
Film, investment, tourism.
Yes.
Film, investment, tourism. Go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, these are very, very, very key areas that we can use for purposes of not only deepening, conscientizing our people that there's something about identity that we can use for positive ends. And then also there's nothing wrong about being Ghanaian. Yeah. I mean, the movie industry virtually dying. We are not doing as well as we used to do in the 90s when many of us were growing up and were watching Samadjete Few and Mami Dokunun and all these people doing great things on the screens. That's not to say that we are still not producing movies. I mean, the likes of Lydia Forson and her people are doing a great work out there. And some of them are featuring on Netflix and all of that. But then also we have not been able to move it to the next stage. So when you ask people what are they watching, they are watching Korean, operas or something from from Asia and all of that, Malaysia and all of these places. So I think it's an important call on all of us that we should remind ourselves that we come from somewhere. We should consume that which is produced here. In doing so, we are able to provide jobs. Because, I mean, if you're going towards the Volta region, we used to have a movie training center somewhere, after Tema. If you're going towards Mutual, that area, or after that, I don't know what has become of that. So the creative arts industry, particularly the movie industry, the last time Idris Elba was in Ghana to meet the president of the republic, and I spoke about some of the challenges that they face when it comes to Ghana to produce movies. We can actually become the hub for producing some of these international movies. And then also, we can also produce movies that are internationally competitive. And we're raking a lot of millions of dollars as a result of that. South Africa is doing well with that. Nigeria is big when it comes to the movie industry. So this attempt or this effort by Citi FM and Citi Television to make it such a project as to drive that which we do every day, I think we have to seriously sell it. And Ghanaians have to buy into it. Because
we'll have to.
It is the way to go, because I should equally be on screen doing movie star, why not? I mean, it's a role you play. Reagan, before he became president,
of course, did movies.
The guy who is in Zelensky, at some point he was also doing comedy. And what I'm saying is that it's not the.
I get you. Look, the
young people who are.
The entertainment sector is.
I feel your pain.
but we are right. And I think you make this point. The two things that some people tend to see as intangible or quote unquote unserious, but some of these areas like entertainment, tourism, sports, those three things, properly done or when properly done, can change things.
Yeah.
Just even if you look at even down the fact that you can create multiple jobs at a go.
Yeah.
You are solving a major challenge just by investing in entertainment, tourism, services. Then you can get to areas like agriculture and move up, that kind of thing.
Just imagine, sometimes they call movie budget. So let's say a movie and then they're producing it, say $500 million. And these are guys coming in from the US and they want an African theme. And then they bring, say, about a quarter of that to Ejumako. Imagine what that would do to the economy of Ejumako, Samense's place. And what it will mean to the people.
Allah.
You will spoil the economy. Yeah. And it would have the impact will be felt in Accra. It will be felt in Kumasi because they will need carpenters, they will need all kinds of people.
But Guy, I think that we are not paying attention to the film industry. We are not. As a country, we are not. Look, the lady what's the name again? Juliet Asante, within the last 2-3 years, has done so much
in the industry.
So much. And I know this
because she's a filmmaker herself.
Yeah. I am saying this on authority because I have colleagues in Nigeria who are in the industry. And they always ask, who's this lady? Anytime they go for conferences, say, this woman is a superwoman. I'm saying that they are doing so much, and this is about the time that we can take advantage of her leadership to use film and storytelling to help promote Ghana. This is the time that policy should support. You understand? But here we are in Ghana, somebody will say, she's too no. Who does she think she is? Hey, she's even not the minister. Why is she doing this? You hear all sorts of things. But look, she's putting Ghana back on the map of film. So I'm just saying that whatever we can do to make this the narrative. You see, I say where we are in film and drama today as a country, Nigeria used to be here 25 years ago. No joke.
Where we are now.
I am telling you.
I see.
I'm telling you, Nigeria used to be here where we are now. So we can't wake up and then, in a lazy manner compare ourselves with our next door neighbor. No, it doesn't work that way. They have decided that they will work on film and drama. One, they have the numbers to consume. That's given. Secondly, they have a rich populace in the diaspora. Have you seen an African country that is not controlled, whose foreign community is not controlled by Nigeria before?
They are everywhere.
Go to South Africa, go to Kenya.
They are there.
They are there, and they are taking advantage.
And they are also backed by policy.
That's what I'm saying. No, serious policy.
Seriously.
They don't joke with those things.
Recently, I was reading, somebody also mentioned that they issued a directive saying that if foreign companies want to shoot adverts in Nigeria, use
Nigerian faces. Who told you that you can come and use some face from some other country to come and tell us how to live our lives? Wow. You have to use a Nigerian face. DSTV, when they were going to Nigeria, they say, hey, Papa, you are coming to do what? Use Nigerian people. So have you noticed that Nigeria, they have a different channel for DSTV? And when you open, do you see what?
There are only Nigerians there. Everything they do.
You understand? Just so you can trigger employment. So when people go and get their degrees, they don't come and do cleaning. So that some lesser qualified somebody from another country will come and they'll give the person post and your own people will be sweeping. No. And I'm saying we can start from somewhere. If anybody that is granted a TV license in this country, Ghana, is mandated to show local content. And I'm using the word mandated. Don't come and tell me about freedom of speech and whatever freedom. You think we understand freedom of speech more than the white people who brought it? We have to do something so that the moment you are given the thing, you are forced to consume local. Now, if all the over 120 TV channels in Ghana are forced to consume local productions, guess what will happen? Guess what will happen?
Create an economy around.
It creates an economy around. You understand? The reason for the last 10, 20 years, we have the same faces in film and drama is that the space is so narrow. We don't consume that much. You understand? Because we don't consume that much, everybody wants to lower their risk. Nobody wants to venture into the next unknown talent. So this is what we have to do, to open it up. Film, storytelling, drama, poetry. Music. Because these are softer elements of development that we can control. You do not need the dollar to buy a talent to make music.
You don't. Talent must be locally developed.
Yes.
And we use that to get a dollar.
So that's why we say make it Ghana. And we are carrying this make it Ghana for a very long time to come.
Yeah. Talking about that, later this month, we are doing food, really. We are doing Back to Your Village Food Bazaar.
Yes.
For somebody who probably is tuning in for the first time and is hearing it, what is the Back to Your Village Food Bazaar?
Back to Your Village Food Bazaar is a show. It's show, where you are invited to come and eat indigenous food, and I mean proper indigenous Ghanaian foods, where we meet under the apata, and then you have our northern village, and the northern village, there are foods that are unique to Ghanaians who hail from the northern side, and then we have the Akan village, who display mostly foods that are, notable among the Akans, and then you have the southern village. So 3 separate villages, all offering foods that are unique to those geographical parts of the country. So you come in, you choose which village you want to go, or if you want to sample from all 3 villages, you have your money, you choose, you buy, you blow the thing there and then. So Sky, you have the
the northern village. That have all the apple here.
Thank you.
So I mean, when you are coming, just make sure that you are coming in the right numbers with your family. You have the right size of pocket, and you just come and enjoy the food. And in terms of the northern village, and I know my brothers and sisters in the north, they like their chinkafa, they like their tuozafi. Tuozafi and ayoyo, The ayoyo, you have to combine it with some stew.
I see.
You know, the stew, it could be, guinea fowl, it could be some serious meat. Once you blend it properly and the tuozafi is sitting inside, Charlie, it's an entirely different matter. So tuozafi will be on display. They have maza, kose, tubani, hausa cocoa will be featuring. Hausa cocoa will be featuring. Then there will also be guinea fowl. And I'm sure this one would have various versions of the guinea fowl. You know, there's one you can grill it, you can fry it, you can also roast it.
Yeah.
Charlie, you can turn it into a stew. Whatever you want to eat, you come there that day. And I know that guinea fowl, those days there was this place at what do you call it? Roman Ridge. When you take the turn and you are entering Roman Ridge, some guy was doing some serious guinea fowl. And those times, I have friends in the north who will send me the guinea fowl, and I'll go to STC.
I see the place you are talking about.
Yeah.
The CSR corner there.
What there? Yeah, Charlie. Then you also have Fura.
And now there's another place. You see the prison's headquarters.
Yes.
When you pass Morning Star, turning Morning Star there. When you enter now, then you take right.
They're also always in some corner.
Be there. Charlie, if you go there, the guinea fowl will be there. And then they close like 10 p.m.
Thank you.
So guinea fowl, I'm telling you.
I go towards like the old metro.
Yes, like old metro. Then you take right. Some corner there.
That's right.
It's actually the premises. I think the clubhouse of prisons head of Charlie.
The guinea fowl there.
No, it went
for the
guinea fowl. It just went for there.
You have Fura, you have Wache, Charlie, in various combinations. Wache, you have Charlie, Wache, man. Sometimes when you feel or you smell the aroma of Wache, Charlie, it is the feeling it gives you. Wache will be there, and you have Kuli. You know Kuli.
Thank you.
Yeah, Kuli is also featuring. Then you also have
the way that is save us for primary school.
Kuli.
Why they put that for pocket? Enter your pocket, Kuli. Then you break them into pieces. No.
When they fight in class, then you will crown.
It will be main grow.
You also have Wagashi featuring, and then you also have Wasa also will be on display. So please, if you are coming in from any part of the country, you want to sample any of these things, you are a native of the north or you've lived there for so many years, or you are a tourist in Ghana, just wanting to know what exactly our cuisine tastes like, please
just come there.
Come there. Have the right size of pocket and let's make it happen. Because as Amen said the other day, the food will be affordable.
Oh, yeah.
Affordability.
In abundance.
Charlie. Just eat. I hope that the folks who are coming would also do the drinks that they normally
plenty.
And
no, all day.
Yeah.
The Southern
Village. The Southern Village. So the Southern Village, we the people from the coastal areas, So you are combining the Volta region, the Greater Accra region, the Central region, and then the Western region. And some, elements, just a few kilometers inland. So you're talking about yakayeke. Yakes. Simon. Those days I was producing yakes with my grandmother.
Thank you.
Yeah, so when I go on holidays, she lived at Seva, which is an island community. And it's one of these Anglo villages or towns, depending on how you look at it, where yakayeke, they produce it in a very authentic fashion.
Thank you very much.
Every single morning. By 10 o'clock, you see a long queue. And yakayeke goes very well with, kalami, which is fried fish. So it's either bovilolo or you have akpa, which is a tilapia, The small
Yeah,
one.
man. Yeah, man.
Atovia. The good thing is about yakayeke is that when you have one, the rest of the day is covered. All you need is enough quantity of water, and you are sorted out. So your kayeke will be featuring brutally. Otherwise, you go with some fetri dechi to or amadechi to balance it. Then there will also be gan kenke.
Thank you.
Charlie gan kenke. I say those days are day school. No, I will come and collect that. When I was in the UK, my wife will package the thing for me nicely. Now take the thing, Charlie, now I'll put it in the fridge.
Dissecting it small.
No, gang kenke. Then you also have Banku featuring Banku and Akple and all this. Charlie, the Gan people have some very hard one. Those days at Odoko official town, Charlie, the people will prepare the thing, then they roll it and put it in some rubber. They can keep it for a whole month. It's still solid. Once they get the listening of Potoyiwa, they will do the pepper inside.
Pepper inside.
It is featuring, and I like it with shitolo.
I see.
This is for your expensive power.
It got taste.
On that official town, the bus stop, when you walk inside small, there's some small ghetto be there. The woman that's by the roadside.
Thank you.
Yeah. So every evening when you go there, you collect your thing. You deal with it before you proceed to the house. So then you also have Akan. Aklo. This is for the fisher folk.
Yes.
When they go high seas, they stay there for so many hours, and they are able to prepare the thing in the canoe.
Yeah, on the canoe.
Yeah, that's right. Like that. And it's a very, very, very. It is simple but very delicate. It has a very delicate taste. When you have it, the fresh fish in there, Charlie, so you have to come and have a taste of it. Then you also have apapransa. Apapransa, which sometimes we call it jenkle. Yeah, jenkle. Apapransa. You have galan and galan leji and all of those things in it. Then you have a banku and hot pepper. Charlie, with shitolo.
Thank you.
You know the shitolo. You be gamma, so when they grill the fresh fish on fire.
On the fire.
Osu, Osu night market.
Yeah.
Oje has been taking me to some woman and
sure, that's what you guys have been up to.
Oje, every evening, you say, Charlie, let's go to this place. Then you have a wakpele and a madechi. A wakpele is, you produce it with corn flour. And then amadechi is where you have spinach or some, combination of, green leaves. And you add jomi, which is the oil, the red oil. A delicate way of preparing it. And Charlie, when you're having it, if you like, as Yiramati has been preparing some nice food. The last time Samen got here to prepare some solid thing for the
You have there, Charlie. I have a how do you call it? Standard order. Yes. How do you call that?
It's on subscription.
Yeah. You have a deputy HR manager here, Charlie. If she does shit up for you,
champion shit up.
Allah. And then the way she does egg mommy floor.
Egg mommy floor. Which one be that one?
Egg mommy floor.
Egg mommy floor.
Okra stew.
Thank you.
Charlie, the woman does okra stew. When you enter the stew, you think that it's actually fish and meat stew, sprinkled with okra.
The thickness. How you eat it with banku?
Very viscous.
Thank you. So you have ekweg baby.
Thank you.
Ekweg baby. Charlie, ekweg baby. No, ekweg baby will be featuring. Then you have akpedechi. And then akpa and akpadechi. Akpa is basically the tilapia. Yeah, you be like you are closer to home. And then you have various versions of that.
That's the grandson of Honorable Mr. Nathan Quao.
Ambassador.
Where is the ambassador?
Akpadechi, fresh will be on service. Then you have kaklo. Kaklo, you have agbele kanklo, you have a bli kanklo, you have a bolo kaklo, all kinds of versions of a kaklo they'll be featuring. You have tatale and aboboy.
You know how so kaklo, let me find out. Kaklo itself, the word kaklo, is it ewe or gan?
I honestly, I can't tell.
Well, I know the Ewes and the Gans use the same word. It's only the Ashantis who mention different. They call it Abancha Kekro.
That's not the Kekro.
Yes, Abancha Kekro. I said, why? Why are you defaming them?
They are spoiling it. Agbeli Kankrono, which is the one Samuel is calling. You see, the good thing about it is that when you leave it overnight, just allow it to go for like 2 days. Charlie becomes a little hard, and the taste becomes much more delicate. And you have some coconut on the side and a little bit of some peanuts or groundnuts. You sprinkle it over it. Charlie, you go to heaven.
So that's the southern village.
That's the southern village. So you have some other things like yam fufu, cocoa yam fufu, and then ublayu and ice kinky. And then also there's this one, the one that collects under the kinky. Charlie, that thing has to feature.
Otinshinu, but that there is easy.
It's very easy. It's just once there's kinky.
We'll do Otinshinu for them.
Add some,
because I have a sister who does the kinky proper. That one's kinky, Charlie. You can that one's kinky. You can keep the kinky for 2 weeks. And nothing will happen to it.
Thank you. And if you bring some creamy plus.
He did it.
Yeah, so we'll go cream
you know, they say when we were kids, it was called ice kinky. When we grew up, they say mash kinky. They changed the name without our consent. We like the ice kinky, Charlie. You don't get fridge, you say you like ice kinky.
Kinky, the champion.
No, we'll go do them. So then Akan village too.
Yes.
You have fufu with ebunebunu. You know that community?
Ebunebunu is the green one.
Yes, kontomire.
Charlie.
The one Afrakuma did on TV this week, Charlie, it is not easy. Charlie, the people Afrakuma did the thing. It was a TV show. It was actually for
the people were blowing the thing.
Charlie, when they finished the thing, Afrakuma was going to change and come. The production people thought that they had left the thing for them. But it's cheese. People said, Charlie, they didn't know that green soup would be. Charlie. So, ebunu and fufu. This is Akan village.
Thank you.
Then you have the goat life soup.
The one when you eat, we finish several hours after you finish. In fact, the next day you still have.
The set is just. Then you have a benkwine, then in katinkwine with fufu. And then the fufu, no, they have body fufu. They have baire fufu. They have manken fufu. You know manken?
Manken,
yes, fufu. So it's a matrix of fufu.
Everything.
And different types.
You combine all the versions of it.
So all good day. Then you have ampesi and abomu. And I'm talking abomu, no, they have different types. You know, they have mekwabomu. Moko. That's just pepper. Then they do kobe. Add kobe. Then they put zomi. Yes. Then they zomi, no, they put it on it like they are drawing the Ghana map.
Thank you.
Do it some way like that.
Like Beji Jogwenuku's domi.
Yes. Like Beji Jogwenuku's domi. So, you know the zomi, that when you stick your finger inside the abomuno, then the zomino will just stream into the hole like that. Somebody say she got her. No? So you have that one. They have a prepresa.
Correct.
Potompoto.
Yes.
Then potompoto. No. You see, we have the ripe plantain potompoto. You know that one.
Oh, I've not had that one.
Yeah, they have that one. Yeah. Then they have the yam one. The yam potompoto. Then we have Fanti Kinky.
The
correct. Ransom type, the one you find at Winneba Junction.
Powerful.
It is featuring live.
With Sasakwesi.
Thank you very much. Then Etso with Fanti.
Thank you.
You know Fanti.
Yeah, Fanti, correct.
Yeah,
correct.
You know they are still, you know. Charlie, Fanti. You know, if your grandmother is wicked, they'll give you the side that is only oil. They'll give you Fanti. Charlie, it's only oil you will see. And then they are going to do a top. And one more.
Mamu, GBC people say, the people they chop awamu. You know, in my earliest days, so Mama said me say we should go and cover GBC butu before that. The people say they've not paid them like 6 months or so. So the only thing they are eating is rice onion oil. The man even showed me the rice onion oil. But now, Abasam, you go to proper restaurants.
Of course. Awamu the feature. With tolo beef.
If you order some 35, 40 and things.
Awamu with tolo beef. Charlie, but the tolo beef, no, why is it red?
I don't know.
And one more. Then they have Ofam.
Ofam, okay.
Bodo, Abolo. And then we have Kokunte.
Kokunte, yes, face the wall.
Kokunte.
Papa, why have we degraded, Kokunte like that? They say face the wall. He's saying.
No,
days,
in the revolution days, okay. that's where it ends his reputation for facing the wall. But now, it's just beating his chest. Because these days, when you go to the hospital, the dietitians, when they are dealing with you, they actually advise you to eat kokonte instead of fufu.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, man. So that's how I started eating kokonte again. Because Charlie 83, I told kokonte, and I told myself never again. I've eaten enough kokonte to last me a lifetime. Nathan, Charlie, 1983 there. May you never happen again in Ghana. Man!
Some of the stories I have heard. Alright, guys.
Kokonte normally goes with what? Ashidechi, which is, peanut soup.
Yes.
Yeah, granola.
So this is all about the Back to Your Village food bazaar happening Saturday and Sunday next week. Not this weekend, next weekend. So it's 25th, 26th of this month at the forecourt of the AMA office in Accra. Okay, so Accra Poly, you go past Accra Poly on your left. So we'll be there all day from 9 to 6 every day. And you are invited. If you are a food vendor or you are somebody who's an enthusiast and you want to come and sell your food of any of the foods that we have listed, please call this phone number and they will do the onboarding for you. I think we still have about 5 or 6 canopies left, about 5 or 6. So it's on first come, first served. It's 0205 973 973. I hope you got that number. Let me repeat. 0205 973 973. So that's the number that you call. But for those of you who want to just show up, please come. You don't have to pay any money to enter, and there will be full entertainment.
Just bring yourself, your family, and money. Finish.
Thank you very much. So it's Saturday and Sunday,
March 25th and 26th. Now, the Back to Your Village Food Bazaar is powered by Citi TV with support from Citi FM and sponsored by Voltic Ghana Limited, Malta Guinness, Africa Business Bureau, Fortune and Mopa, and Pan-African Savings and Loans and Gino. We'll go through some of your messages quickly, but a few points of info. Coca-Cola is saying that you need to get the 300 ml plastic bottle, which is selling at 5 cedis, and the 300 ml Coke Zero Fanta and Sprite selling at 4 cedis to keep the enjoyment going. If you love to enjoy more of it, then get the 1.5 liter plastic Coke Classic, which is 20 cedis, and the 1.5 liter Coke Zero Fanta and Sprite selling at 18 cedis. Real ice cold refreshment with your friends and family. Now imagine waking up to the shocking realization that a part of your precious hair has been cut off. It's even more frustrating when you've been patiently growing your strands to get in on the latest fashion trend. Introducing the iVest account from Easyway Savings and Loans. iVest is the fixed term investment account that delivers great returns on your investment over a short period of time with no haircut. Open an iVest account today with a minimum of 5,000 cedis and watch your money grow. Call Easyway Savings and Loans on 0550-144-144. Visit easyway.com.gh for more info. iVest, no haircut. iVest, excellent returns guaranteed. Easyway Savings and Loans is a member of the Ghana Deposit Protection Scheme. Now, fellow Ghanaians, the next COVID-19 vaccination campaign in Greater Accra is happening on March 15th to 19th, so it's already started. It's under the auspices of the Ministry of Health and the Ghana Health Service and partners. Trained health workers in the region are at post to get you vaccinated against COVID-19 in our health centers, schools, market, churches, bus stations, and neighborhoods. Now, the vaccination is safe and free, reduces COVID-19 disease severity, and prevents hospitalization and death. Now, those who have had their first and second doses of the COVID vaccine qualify for a booster. And if you feel anything unusual after the vaccination, report to the health ministry. Protect yourself, protect your family, get vaccinated against COVID now. This message is from the MOH and GHS and partners. Now, imagine you had the power to impact the world around you. At the British Council, they see students from all over the world with dreams of a brighter future coming together for a quality education that achieves goals. Those who study in countries like the UK are getting much more than just a degree. They are getting a world of valuable experiences. Visit the British Council website to find out how you can build your own future. Now, we're exciting news for all Vodafone Cash customers. You can send money and make payments a whole lot easier now. Just dial *110#, select option 1, send money, select option 2, other networks. Follow the prompts to send money. Experience the ease of transacting on Vodafone Cash. Dial *110# at any time to send money to all merchant numbers. Use Vodafone Cash today. Some messages have been coming in on 0549 986 996. Richard, let's go through some.
Yeah, so let's take some of the comments coming in. This one, without a name, says that we had a song in primary school about Kuli Kuli. I don't know, Samez, you know this song? Is it Kuli Kuli is calling me to come and buy? Kuli Kuli is calling me to come and buy, but I have no money. Kuli Kuli is calling me to come and so this will be some matching song. Tukaraka. And this one from George in Kanewu says that Samez, please leave us alone. Oh, Samez, leave us alone. Why? We like to pronounce our own version like that. And he says that I watch it for watch it. This man is straight from Kumasiano. He said Akalawele from Kelewele. Oh, Papa, so is that actually this thing, Akalawele?
No. He's saying that Akelewele, he's just making a joke that they say Akelewele. But too much people don't say Akelewele. That's what I mean. You are talking to somebody who did his primary education in Kumasi.
Abantiakakro.
Abantiakakro. Oh, no, that one they say. Abantiakakro. Any awache. And then, see, he says that Wele they say Awale is not true. Wele they say Kehuro. Yeah, Kehuro.
Wele.
Yeah,
Wele is the skin of the cow.
Yeah, that's Kehuro. Yeah, man.
That's one. You will move it how you will.
Yeah.
You will tear it how you won't tear. So I remember that there was this time, you know, when we're kids, when they bring meat, Charlie, you fight over it. One day, mommy went to the market and bought the Wele. There's one together with the meat. Charlie, you chew that thing, you know go chew. Me bought plenty and say, I've cooked it for you, eat it. Charlie, that day I cried. I don't know if you finished that thing. This one says, Richard, I will supply you with Jomi from Peje. It's coming in from Sami.
Oh, I'm so glad to see Peje.
Oh, the mountain.
It's actually near Amejofe.
Amejofe, yes.
That's my first time.
Oh, I see. Peje is a beautiful place.
Man, I was so happy when I saw Peje. I had a friend who went to Peje Secondary School many years ago. So when I saw Peje, I was like, oh wow, I have arrived.
So Sami, Charlie, get in touch. This one says, good morning, Team CBS. The Vim way Sky they take analyze the meals no. Make me imagine him as a typical African man. With this one.
Let's proceed.
Hey, this is David Sunu. You David Sunu, you have your national ID.
David Sunu won't finish me, Charlie.
David Sunu assurance James. He wants to know you.
David, Charlie, this one says, hello for Sky. Please, Cockley must feature in the Volta Region Village.
Which one is Cockley?
Cockley, you know, there's this, so it's from the Kondo family. You produce the Kondo, or you can even use millet to produce it. Then what you do is you normally would roll the the dough in a certain way. You produce very small, tiny bits of balls, which, you boil the water, add a little bit of salt, let the water boil, and then the mixture that you have done, you will sprinkle it over the water over time. Then it becomes like something porridge that you can have with all kinds of things. It's solid. Cockly joke boys. I remember in Adafianu at evening time by 7 p.m. There's some bass beat there, Charlie. You see the whole town. They've lined up. Yeah, this is the Gale family. And good morning to all the Gale family people, Charlie. Gale family, Moto Shiama, Charlie. Big people for them. Yeah. This one says, Massa, there's nothing like fufu powder. That thing is kokunte, period. It's just that the processing is cleaner. The processing is what defines it. Any dry cassava powder is kokunte. If you blend the fresh cassava before cooking, you get agbelimo. Fufu dear, you want you must first boil the cassava before you pound or grind with a machine. It's coming in from Utu in Abeka.
This was a who is who. Who is who?
Now we're in the area of semantics.
I think we should even ask the people to tell us how they prepare their versions of various things. You'll be amazed how they prepare it. This was a Sky. How about Jenkple? Yeah, they say Akpapransai is featuring. So I'm sure that the southern village, have Jenkple featuring strongly because Jenkple has to be there. This one says, this kuli chale saved life after Gary. So Samuel tells us that he's been putting it in the pocket. This one says, Richard, you have forgotten about yakayeki with pepper powder and akala. Massa, don't go there. It's coming in from BB in North K. And this one from Kwamina inside Ashaiman says, good morning, team. Concerning the food bazaar, assuming I want, for example, a bunubunu soup, about 5 servings for takeaway. Is it possible? I ask because I cannot eat all that. I want to try there. I don't know. Sometimes, are you allowing people to take the food away?
Oh, people can buy. Yeah, of course. People come. Actually, last year, people came, bought
in buckets and
bought away. I saw a man who had come on Saturday, and then Sunday after church, he came straight to a particular place that yesterday he ate something here. He wants to buy something. You get me? So I think it's in order. It's in order.
And then some people are also asking about whether we'll have vegetarian. What do you call it, meals for them?
No, please.
No, please.
No, please.
Food with this vegetarian.
No, please.
We have to develop going forward.
The vegetarian one. Clement says the bunu is vegetarian. I mean, it's not a vegetarian. There are different types. You don't want to complicate things.
But this the thing that grows on
Imre.
No, not the Imre one. The one that's like umbrella. No?
Imre, that's Imre.
Mushroom, that's Imre. Yeah. But that's almost vegetarian, right?
No, what I'm saying is that the vegetarians know what they want.
Okay.
We don't know, so. Our attempt at serving vegetarian food last year wasn't pleasant, so we don't want any problems, Okay. And unless somebody would have ordered ahead of time, you don't want to go and do and not get a market.
I know that, Charlie, some people will just come and collect the scent, Just sit in the middle of the
Yeah, that's fine.
And just be inhaling and then mix out.
So it's back to your village food bazaar happening March 25, 26 at the AMA.
So please mention the number again.
Yes,
Charlie, we mentioned this number. Somebody has sent me a text that he didn't get the number.
0205 973 973 0205 973 973. Like Samuel said, we have a few spots available for vendors, so please call quickly, book your spot, and get ready for next weekend. That's when it's happening.
I'm told we are left with 3.
So you had 3.
Just 3.
But we are not taking any more drinks.
The drink spots are done.
Spots done. So you have all manner of drinks.
Okay.
All manner of locally produced drinks. And so I don't know whether Otinshinu is drink or food.
That's a very serious question. Maybe the nutritionist would have to answer.
Because you have the snacks, too, you know, like Agbelika clothes. Is Agbelika clothes snack?
Yeah, it's nice.
So Akpiti.
No, which one is Akpiti? That one I don't know.
We have Akpiti Akpiti and Adunle.
Adunle, yeah, that's one. That's a Chififi. The long one.
So like the Achomo, the longer version of
Yeah.
Achomo. Yeah, so you have in Kat cake, you have polo, you have kube cake, you and you know and all.
And you
those.
know, there's one that those days if they say go to church, they give you contribution or collection money.
you split it.
No, God should forgive us. They will buy the thing and put it on our wrist like that. It will be breaking you small.
So back to your village food bazaar is happening.
And you know, Bridget is saying that Ve Jobi is better than Peje Jobi, but the proof is in the taste. You've had Ve. Go and try Peje and let me know the difference.
Thank you.
So the Zomino, they have one from Peje.
Oh yeah. They have, you know, you have from Bernard's place, Joje. You have from Peki. You have from which is where towards the.
So tell me, Jomi is an Ewe word.
Yeah, that's right. Jomi.
What does it
Meaning
mean?
Like it's like Joel is like something that is fire. Like you know, the color of it is more like Joe, and then me is the oil. So it's like fire oil, you know, something like that.
Jomi.
Yeah, Jovami, yeah, that's right. So you
Because,
get it from.
You know, I first heard this thing in a village, my village called Prankesi.
Okay.
Where you had, you know, the Ewe community, they took over all the
plantations.
Yeah, the oil. They do palm oil.
Palm oil.
So Charlie, when you go there, they say, "Mami no ton zomi."
Zomi is true. When you go to the
Call it
bean seller, you tell her that.
zomi.
How far have zomi?
But you know the thing is that you know the people with money, no, they go and buy the zomi, no. But we the hustlers, we wait when it gets to the bottom.
The gomunga.
The bottom is darker and thick
and salty.
And it's thick. I don't know what makes it thick. There's something thick inside.
We call it aba.
So we thought that was the nutritious part. So we collect that one, then we mix it with the beans. Then we sprinkle the garri on it. We have arrived in heaven.
Oh man, we call it eba, and you can even organize. You know, when you put cassava, fresh cassava into, and like you do fire and then you put it under in the soil. And I don't know whether to call it grilling. Not grilling. It's not even roasting. Is it roasted? Is it roasting? Maybe, you know, or maybe yam, and you use this eba on it. Charlie. And you have some calamity to sort out related matters.
I'll tell you. All right. Anyway, how important is your health to you? How often do you visit the health facility? You should visit Vicdank Healthcare. They are on the Spintex Road behind the Standard Chartered Bank. They deal in kidney stones, hepatomegaly, hypertension, fatty liver treatment. That's their specialty. That's what they treat. Call them on 0549 951 211 or 0502 661 Water is important to all of us. Standard Water has been giving us 25 years of quality and refreshing water to quench your thirst. Now, Standard Water is available in 11 regions and they're still expanding. They've got water in sachets, bottles, dispenser, mounted jars, and customized water for your parties and other special occasions. Call them 0202-055-703 or 0547-334-385. This advert is FDA approved. Now, the Electricity Company of Ghana is reminding everybody that between March 20 and April 20 this year, they are going around to collect their money. Those who owe, please pay. Especially, they say they are targeting state-owned enterprises and will be monitored by special teams who apprehend and prosecute customers who attempt to interfere and those who are undertaking illegal self-reconnection after disconnection. Now, because of this, a lot of their offices will be temporarily closed during the period, but the customer service people will be there. Now, ECG is saying that all customers in arrears should pay their bills now to avoid disconnection and payment of reconnection fees. Help ECG to serve you better. Now, galamsey is not a good thing. It must stop. It's time to speak up and finally end illegal mining. There are better ways to mine under the National Alternative Employment and Livelihood Program. Respect the laws and help us protect the future of our children. This message has been powered by the Ministry of Lands and Resources and the Minerals Commission of Ghana. This is still the Citi Breakfast Show. So as we wrap it up, Simon, it's March 25, March 26.
Yes,
AMA
Saturday and
Fort.
Sunday. We are there all day.
All day.
And Dromona band will be there.
Thank you.
It will be playing.
Dromona.
I saw that.
Ambashika. Yes.
The traditional song.
I'm telling you. Kwampa will be there.
Powerful.
Kwampa will be there. And then God's gift brass band.
Thank you.
Papa. I
tell you.
You mean we will spoil ourselves there?
It's all part
people are making applications. They want Jackpele. They also want Ayikpele. Charlie, no, Ayikpele, they use beans, mixed beans. There's a very you know when you I don't know whether to call it male coconut, the copra. You extract the oil from it. So so you extract the oil. That is what you use to prepare akpele. But there's a way of mixing it with beans.
So
That's right. And that's right. And it's very oily. It's prepared on special occasions.
I see.
And there are people who are now using it, like for instance, my in-law uses it for cake.
And
He can prepare cake.
then you steam it or you fry it.
No, you cook it like that. Yeah, sometimes you add a bobby to it.
So the final product looks like banku or something.
Yeah, that's right. But you see the beans inside.
Oh, then that's like moi moi.
Oh, okay. What the Nigerians call moi.
Yeah, it's like at times they put fish inside.
Oh yeah, you see fish inside, and then you normally you put the stew on top of it.
No, that's like moi moi.
You put the ladle. The ladle is the
so
one.
it's like beans banku.
That's right. You push it in the middle, and then you create a hole there. And then you pour it.
When I pass Nigeria, everyone I'm in transit.
You
Mohammed. I leave the airport to go and buy more.
Let the plane go.
And then continue.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show. We'll take a very quick break. When we come back, we have our Heritage Month serving for the morning. Today we are talking Akan music and other interesting things. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Charlie, Bet365 is now officially live in Ghana. If you're into your sports, there's never been a better time to get involved. Get a piece of the action and bet across a range of markets on the biggest sports. And if you like your soccer, it gets even better. 2 Bet365 soccer jackpots are available every week over the entire season. You could win up to 5 million cedis for betting as little as 2 cedis. Hiya! Yanko! Visit the official site at bet365.com.gh and join. Over 18s only. Terms and conditions apply. Please bet responsibly. Bet365.com.gh is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana.
Ajua, Grandma looked very peaceful. I was completely amazed when I saw her neatly presented. She looked just like she was sleeping.
You haven't seen anything yet, my brother. You should have seen the care and quality treatment they gave her at transitions. One man, one room, just like a 5-star hotel.
Wow.
And not only that, we had a dedicated person to guide the family through the funeral planning process.
Are you sure?
Of course. From picking her up to when we lowered Grandma down. everything was completely stress-free. They had all the needed funeral services, caskets, hearse, chapel, and so much more.
This one, dear, no family fights after all.
I'm so happy we made a right decision to use Transitions.
With Transitions, your loved one gets the best of care while the family enjoys a stress-free funeral planning process. Call us now on 0302 634 706. And no, did I tell you they are affordable? Transitions, the funeral people.
Vodafone Business introduces 2 much business packages for businesses and SMEs. Yes, it be too much value. It be too much flexibility. It be too much everything so on Vodafone too much business. And the best part is you can now take your business up another level. Wow. Choose the voice, data and SMS package that suits your business size and ambitions with Vodafone too much business. That means more data for your business with the ability to roll over unused data. More SMS, more minutes for Vodafone to Vodafone calls and Vodafone to other networks, plus free calls amongst your employees, all in one mobile package. There is too much value you get on the best mobile plan in Ghana today. To sign up, SMS start to 050-777-9000 or email vodafonebusiness.gh@vodafone.com.
Vodafone, further together.
At the British Council, we know that our experiences in life are what shape us. The things we see, the places we go, the people we meet all make an impact on the future we create. Change is driven by people with dreams bigger than themselves. The chance to study abroad is the chance to make an impact, not just on your own life, but on the lives of the people you left back home. When you experience the world beyond borders, you can discover what's possible for the future you envision. When you set off to further your education abroad, you can return empowered and ready to put your plan for change in motion. Great experiences await when you study in diverse countries like the UK. You can make an impact on your entire community because you took the chance to own your future. It starts with an IELTS test from the British Council. Visit our website today and discover a world of opportunity.
Push! Congratulations! A bouncy baby. It's time to feed your baby.
Yes, I want to thank you for your advice to go for the COVID-19 vaccination during my pregnancy. I was worried, but the way you assured me helped me a lot. I had my peace of mind from the fear of getting seriously sick with COVID-19 and also carried my pregnancy to full term without any complications. Now I have a bouncy baby.
I'm glad you took our advice. You see, every pregnant woman needs to know that the COVID-19 vaccine is safe for her and her unborn baby.
You are right, Auntie Ness.
There are people going around spreading rumors.
Yes, so all kinds of wild rumors and misinformation. Look, I got pregnant after my first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. Went for my second dose while pregnant. Yet, I carried it full term and just delivered a healthy baby. I will go for the booster on my first postnatal visit.
You were right not to listen to them. The vaccine protected you and your baby from severe COVID-19 illness and hospitalization and can protect all pregnant women and their unborn babies. Hey, please, attend to your precious baby.
My beloved baby.
The COVID-19 vaccine is safe for pregnant women and their unborn babies. Protect yourself, protect your baby, get vaccinated now. This message is from the Ministry of Health and Ghana Health Service with support from USAID and partners.
Are you a salary worker? Do you work in the public or private sector? Do you need a loan? CitiSpay is here to offer you the best credit solutions using the right financial habits. Access loans within 24 hours at just 2.5% monthly. Visit our website www.citispay.com.gh and choose what is right for you. Call us on 0595 738121. CitiSpay, we leave no one behind.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
Full House Entertainment.
Welcome back. This is still the Citi Breakfast Show. We'll get into the Heritage Month in a second, but Swedu Secondary School is 64 years. Hooray! The board, school management, parents association, old students association, and the entire PSA fraternity is inviting all students, inviting all students and the general public to this year's speech and prize giving day under the theme Semper Cum Optimis, Heritage, Self-Defense and Hope for the Future. And it's happening this Saturday, March 18 at the Esther Hansen Ceremonial Grounds at 9 a.m. Chairman Dr. Emmanuel Danso, Swesco 73. Guest speaker Professor Kate Ado Adeku, Swesco 63. And guest of honor is Professor Elijah Pinso, Swesco 83. All Swesco students are reminded to be present with their year group presidents. Now imagine you had the power to impact the world around you. At the British Council, they see students from all over the world with dreams of a bright future coming together for a quality education that achieves goals. Those who study abroad in countries like the UK are getting much more than just a degree. They are getting a world of valuable experiences. Visit the British Council website to find out how you can own your future. All right, let's get into this morning's edition of the Heritage Series. Today we are talking to Dr. Benjamin Amachi-Boateng on the evolution of Akan music, and he's hosted by my colleague Nana Tufo-Boateng. Enjoy.
Hello and welcome. It's still the Heritage Month here on Citi TV, and this right here is our Heritage Music Series in celebration of Ghanaian music and its evolution. The last time you saw me, I took you through some music that were turned out in the 1970s. This time we're taking you into the 1980s, where there was a bit more speed to the music, a little bit more of tempo, up-tempo to it, and of course, the new trends, the new dances that came with it. My name is Nana Tufo-Boateng, and you're welcome to the Heritage Music Series on Citi TV. We're looking at the evolution of Akan music, how it's grown, how it's changed, the new trends, the new introductions that have been brought into Ghanaian music, authentic, indigenous Ghanaian music over the years. Last time you saw me on this particular set, I took you through a journey of music in the 1970s. Today, I'm going to walk you through music in the 1980s. And of course, I have with me Dr. Benjamin Boateng here, Amachi-Boateng, with me here on set. Now, he is a music scholar. He also is a choral musician, and he's judged a number of choral music competitions in the country. He is from the music department of the premier university in the country, the University of Ghana, Legon. Doc, welcome.
Thank you.
It's good to see you again.
Thank you.
Great stuff.
Last
time we saw, we had so much fun on the set.
Yeah. It was so much fun. And today, I mean, I like
I'm spotting a new look. I mean,
I like your 80s look.
Yes,
that's right. Walking the talk of the 80s.
Exactly. I hope it fits.
Yeah.
Great stuff. They managed to put a wig on a Sakura man, but yeah, it's fine.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
In an era of haircuts. Yeah. But we'll manage.
Yes.
Of course, the usual suspects are here with us. The amazing Inchin band. They are here and they'll be taking us through that wonderful music journey. They'll be giving you the wonderful renditions of some of your favorite authentic Ghanaian music. All right, we're getting straight into it and we're setting the ball rolling. This one I love so much because not only does he share my name, he was a legend when he was alive. God rest his soul. But of course, he served that with some amazing and wonderful tunes. I'm sure you get a cue from this when I say that we share the same name.
Yes,
we're talking about the man, Nana Tufo.
Yes.
I mean, of all the beautiful music that he served us, he was able to take us from a slow tempo to a mid-tempo to a high tempo. Yeah. And it's beautiful how he was able to compose. And of course, how he was the mastery or the courage he had over, or the command he had over instruments.
Yeah. So the 80s was another era of music where music had evolved from the 70s, and then there were other things that were added on, especially...
What are some of these other things?
Yes, in the 80s, a lot of Ghanaians, for that matter, had to sojourn outside, go outside the country. Some went to Germany and other places. And so the 80s had them bringing back some of the cultures, especially with instrumental music. They brought back some synthesizers, which they added to their music. There were more of electronic music. For instance, the guitar, they were using more of electric guitar instead of the acoustic guitars and all those things. And there was also fusion of musical styles like reggae and all those kind of other genres that were not authentically Ghanaian, were now incorporated in Ghanaian music. So you could have brands like Reggae High Life, even in our country, Citi High Life. High Life now became qualified with something
So
else.
this was really the time when we had, for want of a better word, the various branches of High Life.
That's right. That is where it shot up. And then we could have various branches of High Life. So Nana Tufo made good use of the synthesizers that had arrived in the country by then, and lots of musicians around that time were making use of that in their music. So when you listen to Nana Tufo, you could see, especially the drum machine had come in. And even at the beginning or midway in the 80s, there was this recording machine, the Atari machine, which you could program the drum. I'm sure we'll be discussing people like Charles Samoa and the rest in this one. Yes, they were very good drummers, and they could use the drum machine to program their songs. And so some of the rhythms you hear are hard to play but easy to listen to. But he was able to use the machines to create,
program it.
to program some of these things. So it's more of a fusion where synthesizers had come in now in our music, and so most musicians took advantage of it and then added them to their music.
Nana Tufo had amazing songs, but one that easily strikes you is Dinah.
Dinah, yes.
Yes, tell us about Dinah.
Dinah is a love story, I think. I'm sure he talked about somebody called Dinah. I always want to liken it to women. I don't just want to focus on the name Dinah.
Or restrict it to one person.
To one person, so that he was craving for his love. Wherever you are going to, I'm waiting for you. Wherever I am, as you are, I'm your lover. Come to me, and all those kind of things. So it could also mean that around that time, a lot of people had traveled, gone away, and all those things. So Nana Tufo was capturing that essence, the heart of men who had their partners away. So come back to me. One other thing which was very characteristic of 80s music was the idea of the discotheque. See, around that time, the discos had come up. So people...
had more of the pump.
Yes, people wanted to hear that kind of bass, boom, boom, and then the bass drum as well. So they matched together. And so you could see that most of the basses, the bass guitars patterns that were played were singable. So you could sing the tunes on the bass, because that was the focus around that time. Get that thing pumping into you whilst you dance to the music, and then so that was very, very characteristic of 1980s music.
All right, if you guys are ready, we are ready. Let's hear something nice from Nana Tufo. He calls this one Dinah.
Oh, Daine, so I'm Bobby. For Daine, so I'm Mammy. Here you see, maybe a sentence I said you could do. You Johnny who, so I'm Mammy. Here you see, I worry and my warrior. Oh, Daine, it's in the friend I worry and one. Here you see. But don't call your door. Oh, Daine, so I'm Mammy. Dinah, oh, Daine, the dog for Daine, so I'm Mammy. Dinah, oh, Daine, the dog for Daine, so I'm Mammy. You see, a duck on the other wall. Oh, Daine, so I'm Bobby. You see, a duck on the other wall. Oh, Daine, so I'm Bobby. You see, a warrior for a warrior. Made up for Daine. It's in the friend I worry and why. As we be a single, I'm a take up bringing her. If you don't sing you, say one bow. Do you see why we bringing her? You don't put me to you, say one bow. Do you see a dog on your door? Made up for Daine, so I'm Bobby. If you see a dog on your door, so I'm Bobby. So I'm Bobby.
Wow. I mean, you can never go wrong with a Chin Band. Yes, right. Absolute beautiful rendition of Dinah by Nana Tufo. And we love it. I mean, if you listen to the solemn nature in which he sang this one, this sounds like a man who was singing from deep within.
Yes, trying to woo back the beloved who had left him. So you could hear in the lyrics, he said that when you do something for somebody, you have to remember it. So I'm sure he had spent a lot on this woman, and the woman had
perhaps left him.
So he was pleading that this woman should come back. And I'm sure he was telling the story of a lot of men around that time.
I'm sure most men could relate to that, especially around that time where so many people have left the country to seek greener pastures elsewhere. But is this typical Nana Tufo on this song, if you listen to the pace and the tempo of this
song? He went that cool. He didn't really have very, very hot songs. So this is a typical Nana Tufo rendition. And you realize that the chorus that was sung, Dinah, oh Dinah, is repeated by the soloist, the lead singing as the first verse, for instance. So that tells you about the emphasis he lays on that kind of return for pleading with the lover to come back. So this is a typical Nana Tufo song that is very cool, but still the message is going deep with the listener.
Right. Every artist and where their strength really lies. Now, judging from a song like Dinah, what do you think Nana Tufo's strength was?
The voice. Okay. He had a very sleek voice, very golden voice, which he used well in this song. You know, when you want to plead with somebody, you have to be that kind of humble, and it was telling in his voice. So Nana Tufo had that kind of voice, very sleek. It wasn't that loud, but he could do whatever he wanted to do with that kind of voice. So his voice was one asset that you can't take away from Nana Tufo.
So what I gather from your analysis of this song is the message one, the voice with which he sang, and the fact that he was able to put himself in character, bring out the emotions of a man who was really pleading for a lover to return to him.
That's it, and that is what artists now need to know. If you want people to get your message, try and get into the mood, get into that character of the person you are singing about, and that message carries more weight than you just trying to act out something which doesn't really, people see you as just telling some story which you don't really mean. Right. But if you want to mean your story, then get into the mood, and then everybody will take you serious.
Right. Okay, from one legend to another, whom unfortunately we've also lost, Jewel Aka from the Western region came to stay in the Greater Accra region, of course, in Tema, where he did most of his music stuff. Now, Jewel, I mean, there's so much greatness around him. If you look at his personality, one, and of course, the kind of hits, if I say hit, I mean, the kind of drama and the charisma he brings to his music. The two, is it something you would expect?
Jewel Aka was one of the people who studied under Ashaiman. And coming from the secondary background, he came back to settle in the Greater Accra region. Like you say, he had a certain personality, huge, big man, but the voice was so sleek, small, so you couldn't even match the voice with the person. If you want to do that, you feel. But he sings, and then you can tell that this is somebody. I even love his falsetto singing. That man with that kind of high pitches that he sings is so unique to him. And like Nana Tufo, he also had a very unique voice, and he could do anything in terms of vocal. He could just do anything with a voice and tell his story. Trying to blend, I'm sure he tried to blend what he studied under Ashaiman. And then with what he gathered also around his new environment in Tema, and then he...
Which wouldn't have been so different, because where he's coming from is one port city, and then he came to reside in another port city.
That's
so
right.
Perhaps the environment may not have differed so much.
Yes, so maybe that's why he was able to settle well in Tema, because as you said, the life in the port cities might have some similarities that he could rely on and then be his brand that he created.
Okay, now if you look at Jewel's level of voice and dexterity, it makes it difficult for one to copy him, right?
Yeah. As I said, the kind of pitches that he used to sing, unless if you want to sing Jewel Aka and you don't have that kind of high pitch voice, then you might have to always transpose his songs to be able to sing. And whether it carries the effect that he intended at the beginning is another issue. You can't sing Jewel Aka with a big baritone voice, that kind of thing, because he wants to really hit that kind of...
You'll be lost for breath at some point.
Yes, that's right. So Jewel is unique in his special area, using that kind of vocal falsetto voices to create that brand of Jewel Aka for himself.
But Jewel did not restrict himself to a particular genre,
No. He had some gospel songs as well. He had, I think, Asumji. He also even collaborated with gospel artists. Joyce Blessing. Whilst he was alive, he did some collaboration with gospel artists. Aside the high life that he was noted from. And even with high life music, he collaborated with a lot of other musicians, Amachi Dede and the rest, to come out with very good music that has stood the test of time.
All right, let's go over to the Nchinchim Band and let's enjoy this one, Asumdwe Hine from Jewel Akan. Nchinchim Band with that beautiful rendition of Asumdwe Hine by Jewel Akan. This is not your typical gospel music, is it?
It blended the high life of yesteryears with religious message, a song of prayer to God to come down and save the nation. And you could see,
Okay, so not to cut you, but so the instrumentation and the progression in there.
Yeah.
It's the high life of yesteryear.
Yes.
But it's the lyrics, the content that
right.
makes the gospel.
Yeah, that's right. It's the content. And I would say the rhythm that is driving the song also could be likened to some of this high life music. We had something called gospel high life.
Okay.
And so this is a typical gospel high life genre of music where the lyrics rides on high life music to thrive. So that you can dance to it. And you realize that Jewelaka chooses his rhythm very well because of the message that he wants to send across. He's not that person who is rushing on the song because it is a prayer. He wants to capture the prayer mood, at the same time capture the Ghanaianness, which is the high life of yesteryear. So he had a blend of the two in that particular song.
All right, you're still watching the Heritage Music Series here on Citi TV. This is part of our Heritage Month celebration. I still have Dr. Benjamin Amache Boateng of the Music Department of the University of Ghana here with me. The ever amazing Inchinchin Band is also here with me. Remember that our drinks are provided by Ramdes, and of course our candles are provided by Divine Citronella Candles. My name is Nanatufo Boateng.
Sa 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 my head to you. I can miss you. Sa, 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 sa. Oh, my head to you. I can miss you. Sa, 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 sa. Oh, my head to you. I can miss you. Sa, 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 sa. Oh, my head to you. I can miss you.
All right, you're welcome back. It's still the Heritage Music Series here on Citi TV. And boy, what a comeback. Amazing stuff. Now, I want to believe you may have seen a new member of the band. We just introduced him, so we'll do his christening later on. You know what I'm saying? But Nana Nkrumah, I mean, wonderful stuff on the drums. Amazing. You performed with George, I mean, for such a long period. So, I mean, it's no surprise that this comes to you easily. But tell us, what was it working like? What was it like working with someone like George Darko?
You know, George Darko, I learned a lot of things from him. You know, he's jazz-oriented.
Yeah.
He's a jazz man. Okay. And George Darko plays lead and rhythm at the same time.
Oh, okay.
So if we're playing and there's only one keyboard, you might think we are playing two keyboards. You know? I knew George when he was playing with Fourth Dimension in Kumasi.
Okay.
Before he traveled out. You know, he was a soldier.
Yeah.
Before he traveled. So he had that rhythm. Full of rhythm. And if you are playing with George and you are not a hard drummer, you can't.
Okay. Yeah.
He loves hard drumming.
Yeah. And
Because
so
of that is it. So when I joined them first, I went to meet, Bob Fisher left.
This was when?
I think, well, let me see.
It's a long time ago.
Yeah, I think 89, 90, 91 there.
Okay.
And I played with him for about 5-6 years. Yeah,
Wow.
you know, George first formed the George Darko and the Bass Stop.
Yeah.
Then they changed the name to George Darko and the Phantom Form, but they made it Phantom F.
Okay.
So when the band dissolved in Germany, he came back. You know, he played with Bob Fisher, Lidodu was the lead singer. Bob Fisher was the keyboard player. Then this guy, what's the name? Sometimer.
Okay.
He plays the bass. But Sometimer was a drummer before.
What
So if you listen to all his bass lines, they are all percussion.
Okay.
Bass. You know, like percussion. That is it. And this guy too was there. George Darko was on guitar, Lidodu vocals, Bob Fisher. And he changed 3 drummers.
Okay.
Jagaboche was there. Then the other one, Ataboyson too.
Okay.
Then another one, Kapichiri. So when
so
all of them
Kapichiri played for CK Man and played for
George Darko too,
Wow.
Kapichiri.
Wow.
You know. So when they dissolved the band and he came back to Ghana, then I was playing with a band Tarantula at Latebi Okoshi.
Okay.
You know. So he came straight that he's head of me. You know, I was this giddy drama.
So how did that make you feel? I mean, it's George Darko we're talking about.
So I had to tell my band that Charlie Mukokra. You know. Then he had a show. He had a show in Germany.
Okay.
We were all struggling to go there.
Yeah.
So he came, Charlie, Nana, next 2 months we're going for a tour.
Okay.
So I joined, you know, I looked for a drummer for them. I went with George, then we traveled. That is it.
But you went originally on Odokala.
Yeah, Odokala.
And
Premprenswa. We did a Hasha studio.
Hash. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did the drums, the Odokala and Premprenswa.
What was it like?
Cool, you know. But what we did was, we did the programming, then we sent the song to Germany for Sometimer to play the bass on it, then they brought it back.
Okay.
You know, because Sometimer has got some nice phrases.
He's unique in his own way. Yeah, amazing stuff. So this was George Darko. What we just heard was Akoti Brofo by George Darko.
Yeah.
I mean, his music took him, and of course the band, including you, to so many places. But what is your fondest memory of the performance with George Darko?
You know, we went to play at where? We went somewhere. Lume, Iyadema, the original Iyadema. Went to play for him. And when they introduced the members of the group, He said, Nana Nkrumah on drums. Straight, he wanted to see me.
Okay.
Because of the name Nkrumah.
Okay, right. So, yes, they know of Kwame Nkrumah.
So after bashing, I went to see him. And he said, is Kwame Nkrumah your father? I looked. I said, yes.
But why not?
Oh, but I made some money out of it.
Yeah, but why not?
You say, so when,
I'm in a foreign land.
so after that, I told them that,
that
don't let us take this to Ghana.
That's no.
The people from his mouth will come and kill.
No one used to know.
That was the time, everybody was so happy, talking to Iyadema, he was so powerful.
Yeah.
Those days, you understand? Yeah. So, George would drive you crazy. You play, he would come and stand by you with a guitar. And we play that with the maybe by that time, drummers will get tired easily.
Yeah.
You never get tired with.
Okay. So this is during a live performance.
That is it.
Right. So perhaps he's noticed that you are wearing off. And so he comes to play loud in your ears to wake you up.
Yeah. So that's why I said he plays the lead and the rhythm at the same time.
Yeah. Great guy.
And he played, George became George because he played with strong guys. Boffician.
Yeah.
For the past 15 years, he was Lana Richie's keyboard player.
Right.
Serious keyboard player. Then Sometimer, Jagabochi, all those guys. When I see them, those days, anytime I see them playing drums, about drums, I say, no, but maracas. Because what they are playing...
You can't compare. No, you come nowhere near.
You understand? That is it.
All right, so much to learn. Amazing musician, drummer there. But let me go back to Doc and pick his thoughts briefly on George Darko. I mean, Doc, you've heard Nana Nkrumah, who worked with the man George Darko, but what do you make of the music of the man we are celebrating at this point, George Darko?
Yeah, George Darko, I'll say, marked the turning point in Ghanaian music. By then, as Nana Nkrumah said, he had sojourned in Germany and somewhere in Europe and had brought back some musical traits from Germany. And so he started with starting the Boga High Life of Ghanaian music, where you can hear High Life being played on funky beats and the rest. So they really, like I said, the idea of the discotheque was still there.
Very prominent.
So you could hear the bass and the drum driving most of the songs, and then the instrumentation, the guitar. George Darko himself was a very, very good guitarist. And one thing that I can say about this particular Echo to Brofo music was that you could see that there were storylines that were not really linked together. So I don't think that was his focus. Because, for instance, if you say Akro Tibrofo as the title, and then at the end you say Nsa Mumainumbi, Adakumweshi, I don't know how that links really, but he was just interested in telling the short stories. But as I said, the driving force of his music was the rhythm, to get people dancing, to push people on the dance floor. And this was characteristic of music of the 80s. That was George Darko.
So more energetic, more vibrant, and then the zeal to get more people onto the dance floor while they enjoy his music. Let's move to a person who perhaps may have had some similar traits to George Darko. I'm talking about Charles Amoah. He brought something new, including a hairstyle. And so we're going to a Chichim band and we'll listen to a Odasem by Charles Amoah.
See your mutia see you say nothing so by as a sound never made of food be a menano mama mention see a your passem obey of passo anopa o cheche every year will be me a come everywhere na they want no there to me anacho I was saying all day. Citi 97.3. Accra. Citi
City 97.3. Accra.
Keys. What could be simpler than a key? Who doesn't have a key? A car key, an office key, a drawer key. But there's one key that rules them all. The house key. The key to a place we call home. The key to the home where everything comes together. The key to a home that is our own. A home where we make life happen with our families and loved ones. Adoha has been working hard for over 30 years to make home ownership within reach for many. Say yes to property with Adoha. Your dream home is one call away. Your dream home is a few clicks away. Visit our Accra project, The Place, by calling 030-2789-757.
Fly Emirates first and business class and look forward to a journey that's as incredible as your destination. Start your holiday with delicious fine dining, impeccable service, and comfort that's out of this world. Sip drinks in our A380 onboard lounge on flights from Dubai and beyond. Watch a movie and drift into a restful sleep in flatbed seats. Treat yourself to Emirates first and business class. Fly Emirates. Fly better.
Enjoy the best of convenience and security on AT Money. Carry out all your mobile money related transactions on the go. Send or receive cash, pay bills, move cash in and out of your bank account from anywhere at any time. Airtel Tigo Money, your most secured and trusted mobile money service.
1xBet. Easy betting, easy winnings. 1xBet, the most reliable service to make deposits easily with high odds and numerous bonuses on the spot. Register now at 1xBet.com.gh. Use promo code BESTODDSGH to get 300% bonus up to 3,445 Ghana cedis on your first deposit. Easy to use, easy to have a chance to win. 1xBet, reliable bookmaker. Gambling can be addictive. Bet responsibly. Not for person under 18 years. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
He said, I say, Miss Subaya sound. Ningin every minute of food be a meniano. Mama mentioned my CNA or Bassem. Obey, up on my basso. And up back. Or chip every year. Will be me a make a man. And you correct. Now pay one man go there to me. And I joke. I was saying you all day. Oh, my senior. Oh, I get all that sem. But no one a minute in the car. Oh, I get all that sem. But no one a minute in the car. Minute in the car, go see area, yeah. Eye otasa, eye otasa, eye otasa. Oh, obeya, nisu competi, asugaba, obeyi competi, maya kese, odon komo woti, amama swesi yo. Oh, now this ain't Uncle Silishio. Let me go my book of Biria Nayaqua. Woman mention my CNA your Bassem. Obey up on my basso and up back.
I mean, I have no words for you guys. I mean, you guys, you do this on a regular, and it's awesome how you guys do it. But yeah, Odosem, Charles Amoah, was this something new? Had we witnessed anything like this? I mean, if you listen to Odosem, you notice the break in rhythm, then it jumps back, then it moves from one tempo to the other. Was it new at the time it came?
Yeah, it was something that was the Akan Boba. It was coming. So in Charles Amoah's hand, it arrived. Mm-hmm. He made very good use of these synthesizers and all that. You could listen to the kick of this particular song, some sophisticated rhythms, which are difficult for drummers. So I want you to give kudos to this drummer who was able to match all those rhythms very well. It's very difficult. And you could see that at times also the bass guitar was also performing rhythms like drumming. He was using it as drum. And there were some other synthesizer sounds, which was not usual, not the normal trumpet that we used to hear, but something that had been generated through machines. And so Charles Amoah made use of all these kind of musical imports that had arrived in the country, and he did a wonderful work with this one. He collaborated with a lot of musicians as well, especially gospel musicians, Daughters of Glory Jesus, Esther Smith, but I think, have you noticed that this trend of musicians we are mentioning all based in Kumasi?
You heard there Nana Tufo Boateng, my colleague, interacting with Dr. Benjamin Amache Boateng of the University of Ghana, discussing the evolution of Akan music. Now, though, we take you to the forecourt of the State House for our special live coverage of the final funeral rites for the late Black Star Ghanaian